Hi everyone, how are y'all doing? Hi Possum, welcome. We're back with some more Tithe In Blood. I keep looking down. I need to stop looking downwards, that is a bad habit. We're back with some more Tithe In Blood. Hope we're having a lovely sapphic Sunday. We're here for some more dark Yuri. I know Honaka, our beloved. We love Honoka, sweet little child who does nothing wrong. Just as far as we know. As far as we know, it's just nothing wrong. Nothing wrong as far as we can tell. Just for now. No, nothing bad has happened yet. Who knows? Wow. Wow. Anyways. Oh, wow. I was fucking with the settings on my software for the 3D model earlier. It is fucking around with the sensitivity on expressions, and it's fucking wacky. Wow. Wowie. Anyways, that's unimportant. That is unimportant. Leans downward. We're here with some more Out of the Blood. Studio Élan's dark Yuri visual novel. As always, I gotta preface the stream with the content warnings, which are pinned in the chat, but I like to always say them out loud to y'all just because I can. And that, you know, we always please be advised that this game contains textual descriptions and visual depictions of the following topics of blood, self-harm, suicidal ideation, and violence. And while some of the visuals can be disabled in the game's preferences, textual descriptions will not be able to be disabled. It will not be able to be disabled. And also, I will not be disabling the visual depictions because I am, once again, always fucking weird. Yeah. But, last time, we learned a good bit about Yasue in the form that we learned more about her sister, and then a bit more about why and how she was trapped in the weird bubble she's been, the weird pocket dimension bubble thing that she has found herself in. And that is due to, spoiler alert, of course, because we're here playing game, spoiler alert just in case, is because her sister had used her magic to erase her existence from history. But in doing so, the soul had to go somewhere. And so, inadvertently, unintentionally, by her sister's hand, she trapped Yasue in the time bubble. We find her now. Weird, not time bubble, a weird dimension. Thank you for the hydrate fun video. Hi, welcome. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We're having a lovely day. I'm just catching us up on what we have been doing. What happened last week when we're playing Sapphic Sundays and a Tithe In Blood. Again. Into the dark Yuri, not because of the lighting. It is very well lit in the drawings and atmosphere. It is dark in themes. And yeah. Last time, again, we're still doing a little recap. Last time, while Honoka was out visiting Yasumi for her, her intended, I assume her intended last venture into using the trans what was it again? Not transfiguration, not transmogration, transference magic. I don't remember the exact terminology. I think it was transference magic. It was her intended last use of it. To, I assume, spend the rest of her days in the weird dimension with Yasue. Honoka encountered Yasue's sister, who is not supposed to be there. Get her sister in there for some reason, which threw her off completely. And she demanded that she bring her to Yasue. And when Honoka did, because out of fear, because you know, a very powerful mage, like Shino said at one time, when someone could easily defy the laws of nature and physics, there's not much you can do, I guess, as a regular human being. But yeah, Yasue encountered her sister. They had a epic brawl at a very destructive battle. Honoka was forced out of the dimensional bubble by the lovely Shino. Lover Shino. Who is also a mage. Surprise, surprise, she's a mage. Shino is a mage and specializes in transference magic as well. It's soul transference and soul traveling business. And Honoka encountered Tatiana, not Titania, Tatiana, in her home. They had I want to say a fight, but not really. It was more Honoka lashing out, and Tatiana trying to defend, trying to just back up, trying to, you know, mitigate any harm to Honoka. Didn't go very well because Honoka uses blood magic, and she made a scythe with her blood. Passed out from blood loss. She's fine. She's at the hospital. And sadly, the book that she was using to find out about blood magic has been confiscated and burned. And and also, at the very, very end, very, very, very end of last stream, last scene 4 of Act 3, we know that Shino is in fact, kind of a living doll, in that she was originally a human mage, and with her, specialty of transference soul business magic, she transferred her body, her soul, countless times into several different artificial bodies throughout her lifetime. Not sure how long it's been, but it's been long enough. It's been a while. And yeah, that's kind of roughly where we left off. Tatiana found this out. She was quite baffled by this, and also baffled by Shino's really bad ability to lie, bad lying skills. But Shino explained that she is only that bad at lying because she found that lying was kind of boring. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I messed with it. I got a new mouse, so like, I just realized the lighting mode on this mouse is also the different sensitivities on the mouse, which is interesting. It's interesting that they tied the mouse sensitivity to the light setting on the mouse as a nice, I guess that's a nice correlation to figure out what your sensitivity is with the mouse, but also it's interesting that that's what they tied it to. But that's, again, not important. What is important now, we're about to start Act 3, Scene 5. We're going to hear the last sentence from Tatiana, from Scene 4, because I said before, the title card popped up for the Scene 5, because I like having that. So here we have the final words from Tatiana. I seem to have a particular habit of picking up peculiar stories. And that is a funny little final line from that scene. But Scene 4 is done. Mission last week. But Act 3, Scene 5. At the edge of nowhere. I idly swing my legs to and fro as I sit at the counter in Tatiana's bar, browsing websites on my phone while barely registering what's actually on the screen. I don't make much of a barfly. I think I'll be able to see into the pros like Tatiana. Everything's good, volume's good. Just make sure we're all good. Nothing's wrong. We got good sound levels. I think we should be good. I think I was messing around with the OBS settings last night and such. Hopefully everything is good. Yep. That still works. That sounds still registering anyways. In a brief moment of focus, I look at the date at the top of the screen. Monica's hospice stay will be ending in a few days. Whether to visit her afterwards to make sure she gets back on her feet and an idea, I've talked myself into and out of constantly. A movement from the counter of... Oh my god, I can't read. A movement from the corner of my eye makes me look at Tatiana, my companion, clean the various nozzles and utensils prepared for the night's customers. Most of the time I see her here, she's cleaning something or another. Everything has to be perfect in her little slice of the world.
で、タチアナはどう思ってんの？好きな人のために過去の世界へなんてロマンチックじゃない？
So, what do you think about it all? Does that sound romantic? Going back in time for your lover?
そういう考えには興味がない。なぜか、人へに歯の治療だ。
I can't say I care much for that idea. One word. Dentistry.
は？
Me too, Chino. Huh? What? Dentistry? Confusion.
みんな過去に戻りたいと言うが、どういう歴史の時代に生きるのはどうかな。一見楽しそうだが、それも歯に問題が生じるまでだ。現代の歯科技術がなければ、一転苦痛の時代へと変わる。
You know, that's very valid. That's actually pretty valid. Cause like, what if, yeah, what if your fucking teeth start decaying due to scurvy and whatnot? I know scurvy is like usually a sea thing, or salt water, not enough vitamins or whatever. No, that's fair. I get that. Ew, I need to think about that actually. I need to think about that. Don't like that. I don't like that thought in my head. I don't like that at all.
そりゃ気分いいものじゃないだろうけど。
I didn't read that at all, did
最
I?
悪でも歯を。
みんな過去に戻りたいと言う。
I didn't read that at all.
どういう歴史の時代に生きるのは。
I didn't read that at all to you. I just fucking
一見
listened to
楽
it.
しそうだが、それも歯に問題が生じるまでだ。現代の歯科技術がなければ、一転苦痛の時代へと変わる。
I'm an idiot. Everyone says that they want to go back in time, to go live in some historical period. But that's the answer I give. It's all fun and games until you have any problem with your teeth. Without the matter of dentistry, the whole world of pain.
そりゃ気分いいものじゃないだろうけど、最悪でも歯を抜けばいいでしょ？
I guess that's not great, but worst comes to worst, they could take the tooth out.
手術で麻酔が使われ始めたのは1804年。ペニシリンが発見されたのは1928年。1938年とする説もある。
The aesthetic was only used here in 1804. And penicillin wouldn't be discovered until 1928 or 1938, depending on who you ask.
私が言いたいのは、古い時代の人生は苦痛に満ち、人々は往々にして短命だったということだ。もちろん、現代を擁護するつもりはないが、過去の時代より過ごしやすいのは間違いない。
My point is, life was painful and often short. So, I won't defend everything about the modern world, but it's dumb sight better to live in that than older times. I say that much. Giving voice is
そうい
difficult.
えばさ、タチアナは自分のことを一度も教えてくれたことなかったよね。昔はどんな風だったの？
You know, you never told me about never tell me about yourself. What was your past like?
知り合ってそれなりに立つが、どう思う？
You've known me for a while now. What do you think?
ちょっと王子っぽいよね。
Gotta say, gotta admit, have you pegged as a bit of a princeling? Princeling. Princeling is the word. Princeling. Oh yeah, maybe pegged as a bit of a princeling.
最初で当てるとはな。
Got that first time.
私はロシアの金持ちにありがちな家に生まれ、甘やかされてきた。モスクワで生まれ、乳母をつけられ、名門校に通い、休暇を品のいい別荘で過ごす。お決まりの暮らしね。将来、プロのバレリーナとなるべく、レッスン好きの毎日だった。
Yuri Copper. I was your typical Russian rich spoiled brat. Grew up in Moscow with the nanny. Went to school, nice dasher. It works. My future was as a professional ballerina was all worked out for me. Constant classes included.
そりゃすごい。じゃあ、そのブルジョワお嬢が何もかも投げ出して札幌でバーをやるきっかけは何だったの？
Sounds nice. What made you give all that up for a bar in Sapporo then?
子供の頃は幸せだった。私が知る唯一の世界は贅沢で大敗的なシャボン玉で包まれているようなものだった。だが成長するにつれて視界の端に何かがちらつき始めた。何かがおかしいという違和感だ。
I was perfectly happy at first. The only world I knew was reality inside my luxury, decadent bubble. As I grew up, though, I started noticing things out of the corner of my eye. Things that didn't quite fit. This accent is... I cannot give a stable accent apparently, because this is not the accent I was looking for. Every time I try to do it, it keeps slipping into some French accent for some odd fucking reason. I really have a problem with accents apparently. And then to go for like this. It's difficult to soften. It's difficult to soften the accent I'm looking for. Apparently, my fucking brain can't stop it. Anyways, though.
両親がある話題に触れるときだけ声を潜めること。行方不明になる人々。運転手付きの車で通学する最中に窓の外を流れ過ぎていた貧しい暮らし。それらが針となり、一つまた一つとシャボン玉に刺さっていく。
The hushed whispers my parents would use. Give me a second. The hushed whispers my parents would use when they talked about certain things. People going missing, the everyday suffering. I lightly walked past on my way to my shofar cigar. One pick of the bubble, then another, then another.
10代になり、ようやくその矛盾はどこから来るのか調べたいという好奇心が生まれた。なぜ私はこんなにも裕福なのに他のものは違うのか。
As a teen, I finally worked up the curiosity to look into these inconsistencies. Why was I so wealthy when others weren't?
それがご両親に何か関係が？
Your parents were connected to something? She finally stops wiping the counter and puts the cloth away, giving me her attention.
ソ連が崩壊すると、あらゆる国や企業がその残骸に飛びついた。 ショック療法。経済学者たちはそう呼んだ。
When the Soviet Union fell, all sorts of countries and companies shook in the remains. On the remains, shock therapy. That's what the economist called it.
実態はただの略奪だがな。帝国という死骸から肉をむしり取ろうとハゲタカが押し寄せてきたのだ。
Simple looting is what it was. Vultures tearing meat from the carcass of an empire.
異国の者たちだけではなかった。国内の有力者も率先して加わった。貧しい者は貧しいまま、金持ちは想像を絶するほどの富を手に入れた。
It wasn't just foreigners, either. Everyone joined in the frenzy, including well-connected locals. You look the part it for. All the rich became unimaginably wealthy.
ご両親もそうだったんだね。
And your parents were among them? She gives a nod as her brows furrow.
その時、シャボン玉が弾け、私は世界の本当の姿を目の当たりにした。祖国でも魔術師の待遇は悪いが、私たちは裕福な魔術師だ。不穏な噂は噂である限り金で解決させた。
That was when the bubble popped and I saw the world for what it truly was. Mages don't get a good deal there, but we were wealthy mages. As long as that inconvenient detail was kept as whispers, we could wash it away with time.
あの生活を裏で支えていたものを知ってからは、自分の手が血で汚れているように思えてならなかった。それで、関わりのあるものをすべて焼き払い、この地で新しい生活を始めたというわけだ。
Once I realized why I had the life I did, I thought I had blood on my hands. I burned all my bridges and started a new life here.
というわけで、別に悲しい過去があるわけじゃない。金持ちの子供が両親に金を突き返しただけだ。ほのかには同情するが、私は自分の意志で両親を失った。
So, there you have it. Not exactly a tragic past, but just some rich kid throwing their parents' money back in their faces. I feel sorry for Honoka and all, but I basically lost my parents by choice. Satisfied, she's covered everything. She pulls a bottle from behind the counter and begins pouring it into a small glass she plucks from above. Knowing this also makes her answer to traveling back in history more logical. Not many would want to go back to countries collapsed, nor the rough days of the wars, or the days of the czars, for that matter.
理にかなってるとは思うけど、だからってなんで全部ほっぽり出してバーを始めるわけ？
That makes sense, but why run from all that to start a bar? Bar is kind of a weird choice. Like, you don't really think about people opening bars to, you know, spite their parents and spite their inheritance or whatever. You know?
魔術師は世間から切り離されがちな。米原様を見て、自分もいつかああなるのかと思ってな。魔術であれ、金であれ、力のあるものは得てしてああなるものだろう。
Mages often become disconnected from common society. When I look at Yonehara, I see what I could end up like. I suppose power will always do that. Be it from magic or money.
この店は私を現実の世界につなぎ止めてくれる。探偵の仕事もそうだ。カオルも自分がその一部を追っていると気づいていると思う。
This place keeps me tethered to the real world. Same for detective work. Same as for Kaoru. I think she knows that she's part of that too. At the mention of Karu, her eyes glanced towards something stuck behind one of the pillars. I've seen her look towards it once or twice before, but couldn't figure out what it was at the time. She stuck a photo of Karu behind there. Knowing Tatiana, I doubt she let her know that.
付き合ってるの？
You're an item, aren't you?
良くも悪くもな。いつ気づくのかと思っていた。
I bet that I was. Wondered when you'd look it up. I stuffed down my smile at her attempt to play it cool. She ain't cool. She's cute as fuck. Adorable. Picking up a stray cat. And then just, you know, falling in love with the stray cat. A glass suddenly slides over the polished counter towards me. The pale yellow hue and sweet smell hints at a citrus liquor. Citrus liqueur inside. I wonder how she knew that I like sweet liquors, such as this. Guess you don't work as a bartender for so long without picking up a few tricks. Stray cat. Norenako. Nana. Hi hi. Hi hi. Nana. I see. Fucking sprinting across the screen. I rather not fucking I don't have extreme fucking times on chats for me. Give me a second. Where is the setting for this again? I've got drop chat ads so I can see better. Give me a second. Try to find the setting I'm looking for on here. Chat appearance? Chat appearance. There we are. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Chat appearance. There we go. Much better. So make this wider so I can see more chat, more better. Anyways, yeah. I just started mentioning stray cats just to see just to see your reaction. How awesome! And it's so funny. Just like I just sort of just sprinting towards the stray cat. Silly little marsupial. You did, I know. Silly little marsupial sprinting to look at the stray cat. The wet stray. Like a stray cat getting food. Yes. Awesome is stray cat coded. Except she's a marsupial. Stray cat coded marsupial. I'm just moving around some things. I can see. Nah. Nah. This is fine. I realized now the way I've set up the screens, I can't really... I don't know when I can message in chat without looking downwards, but that's... I should be fine. I think this is fine. I can mess around with this in the future. This is a whole new thing I'm trying out. Anyways, that's besides the point. That is not important. What is important is me reading gay. I'm just gonna read on this, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having...
さて、つまらない話を聞いてくれて、礼を
Here.
言う。
For listening to me ramble.
お礼を言わなきゃいけないのはこっち。職なし、家なしの私を受け入れてくれてるんだもん。
I feel like I should be the one saying thanks. You didn't have to let this unemployed drifter join you too, you know? Why is this doing all weirdly stiff? Alright, that's fine. I said it already.
新聞に広告を出しているわけじゃない。お前は私たちのしていることをすべて把握していた。それが都合が良かっただけだ。
We didn't exactly put them out on the paper. The fact that you knew what we did at all said you were a perfect fit.
この店は雑居ビルの一軒に過ぎない。私たちの探偵業は知るべきものだけが知っている。
These bars is another in the tower, and only those who need to know about detective work do. This bar is just another in the tower, and only those who know about our detective work do. Know what they do? I think. I guess. Yes. Okay. My ability to read and understand text is immaculate. It's immaculate how I can read text, understand everything being said. I not really. My ability to understand English in general is horrid. Anyways.
ちゃんと看板を出してみたら二人のこと知ったら依頼したいって思う人増えるんじゃない
Why not put a sign out front? You might get more business if more people knew about what you did.
得意客には私たちがあまり知られていないことを気に入ってるものが多い。
Our clientele. My voice is again. Our clientele tends to prefer that we aren't well known, to put it one way. She makes a fair point. As she gets back to her cleaning with the counter, I throw back the drink before me. It's certainly not highbrow. I savor the sugary taste and distinctly alcoholic burn as it washes down my throat. Looking back at the glass, I swish around the remaining dregs as I let the flavor linger. It's a shame how short a nice drink lasts. Just one more gulp, and it's all gone. All that be left is the momentary enjoyment it gave me. Metaphors! Metaphors! Eh, sino?
ここに長くとどまる気はないんだろう。
You're not planning to stick around, are you? Show me like a book. Not that my wistful pondering would exactly be hard to notice.
物には執着しないたちなの。手放す方が楽でしょ
I don't get attached too much. It's just easier to let things go. Said as much to myself as her. The words hang in the air. They take on an unintended note of melancholy. I thought I was long used to this by now.
私たちよりはるかに長く生きているなら執着し続けるのは面倒だろうな。
I suppose when you've lived so much longer than us, keeping attachments is only a trouble.
それでも
Still. Yahoo! We're broken from our reverie by the bar door opening. Maybe I'll have a chat with tonight's first patron to take my mind off things. Hi, Onihara. I was joking. Hi, Onihara. I was joking. I was joking when I said hi, Onihara. I was correct. I was expecting Karu to walk in. I was full expecting Karu. But that not actually Onihara. Why? The front door. Wow. Anyway, wow. Wowie! The idea abruptly dashes against the rocks as I look over at the graceful figure stepping into the room. Her brilliant red kimono covered by that ominous black shawl. Tatiana's surprise at seeing her out about is no different than mine. As usual, Yonahara retains her typically aloof expression. I'd call her unscrupable were she anyone else, but I've quickly learned that she is hardly interested in hiding her emotions. This is simply her view of the world she's long since grown bored of.
驚いているようね。営業中ではなかったの
You look surprised. Are you not open? With some effort, the bartender forces down her emotions and puts her professional facade back on. The woman walks, practically glides, over, before neatly seating herself on the stool next to me, clasping her gloved hands on the counter.
もちろん空いていますよ、米原様。今夜は何になさいますか？ハイボールはいかがでしょう？最近流行りの飲み物です。
We certainly are, Lady Yonohara. What can I get you tonight? May I recommend a highball? They're quite popular these days.
最近の流行りに興味はないわ。目当ては売り物ではないもの。
I have little interest in what's popular these days. In fact, what I want isn't sold at all.
何のことかわかりませんね。
I'm not sure I understand.
あなたにわかる必要はないわ。
You don't need to. Oh. Shino? Her gaze lazily shifts from the blonde woman before us towards me. What could she possibly want? In the blink of an eye, Tatiana, the bar, and everything else vanishes.
Tatiana?
The words don't reach anyone, nor do they echo about. They simply disappear into the void around me. I bring my hands to the front of my face just to check that my eyes are even open. A deathly chill comes over me, ringing in my ears, releasing the total silence. Reach out and step this way and that, only to find nothing but darkness around me. Is this what Yasue had to deal with for like a solid bit? Jesus. The fuck? What the heck did Shino do to you, Yonehara? Every sense screams at me that something is deeply wrong. Whoa. And an old feeling slowly returns, one I haven't felt in many, many years. Like a growing vine, the clusters of dread wrap around my mind and begin to constrict. Hi.
怖いという感覚はあるのね。ずっと気になっていたの。
So, you can feel fear. I did wonder.
そう。あなたの仕業だったんだ。
So, this is your doing. Even I can hear the nervous edge at my voice. I know what I've been outplayed. The wizened mage having me in the palm of her hand. She seems to take no pride in this, acting as if nothing had happened at all.
ここはどこなの？
Where is this?
どこでもないわ。厳密にはね。
Nowhere, to be precise.
野生さんに使ったのと同じ魔術なんでしょ？
This is the same magic used on Yasue, isn't it?
察しがいいのね。そうよ。姉のおかげで私は自分の魔術がいかに有用か理解できたの。皮肉なものね。
You're quick, if nothing else. Thanks to my sister, I now fully understand the utility of my magic talent. Ironic in a way.
安心なさい。今回は一時的なものだから、ちょっとした密談に邪魔が入らないようにしただけよ。
Rest assured, this particular use is only temporary. I'd measure to ensure our little tete-a-tete isn't interrupted. The word temporary is enough to make me relax, albeit only a little. She isn't the type to bother with subterfuge, reading words, or deceit. She means what she says.
興味があるのはタチアナの方だと思ってた。
I thought you'd be more interested in talking to Tatiana, to be honest.
あの娘は腕は立つけれどまだ若い。 成長が楽しみね。でも、あなたを知って気になったの。
Women is skilled, but young. Time will tell if she develops further. Now they know you better, whoever.
へえ、大魔術師の米原様ともあろう方が盗み聞きとはね。
Well, well, Lady Yonohara, the great and powerful mage herself, is reduced to eavesdropping.
私は朝川ほのかと一緒にしないで。立ち穴に行ったことの本当の意味は分かっている。あなた、本当は何歳なの？
Unlike Honoka, I know well the implications which you told her. Just how old are you, Sheena?
女性に年齢を聞くのは失礼だって知らないの？
Isn't it rude to ask a woman her age?
女性、男性、両性、どれにも当てはまらない。都合よく使い分けているくせに。
Women, man, both, neither. Pansexual. Anyways, all mere conveniences to you. Pan?
人類最大の恐怖、死を超越したんだもの。私、いいえ、全人類より上だと思っているのかしらね。
Do you think yourself above him? Above him a mankind now that you've escaped our greatest fear? I briefly considered dodging her question again. She seems to have little interest in forcing a response, as she well could. But I decided to indulge Yonohara for her efforts. I get the feeling this isn't entirely about me, either.
長く生きてきて人間がどうしてあんなに眩しいのか分かったよ。いい人の魂も悪い人の魂も目がくらむくらい輝いてる。他人のために一生を捧げる人もいれば、戦火で生きることを諦める人もいる。
Over time, I found that what made humans shine so brightly, how their spirits could be so blindingly fierce, for good or ill. Some spend their entire lifetime for the betterment of others, or give it up in the fires of war.
でも、ほとんどの人はそうじゃない。ただ、ありのままに満足してるだけ。シンプルに生きて、この世界に生まれた時よりもちょっとだけいい状態で去っていく。つまずくこともあるけど、立ち上がってまた歩き出す。こうやって世界は次の世代に引き継がれていく。
Most aren't like that, though. They're simply content. They live simple lives and leave the earth just a little better than when they just entered it. They might stumble, but they give up. They get up and push themselves forward, and so the world passes to the next generation.
私は他の人たちと比べて何かが欠けてる。何かって死なんだけどさ、経験できないわけだし、魂の炎は消えたわけじゃないけど、命がけで何かをやるってことができなくて、感覚が鈍るんじゃないかな。誰にでも訪れる終わりが来ないんだもん。
I'm missing something compared to everyone else. Death, mortality, to be more precise, is an experience I can't have. That fire in my soul isn't dead, but it's dull without those stakes. Everyone's time will come, but my own.
ってことで、あなたの質問に答えるなら、私はどんな人間よりも劣ってる。
So to answer your question, I'd say that I'm lesser than any human.
だからこそ、ほのかちゃんを大事にしたい。希望はあるって証明したいの。きっと、あの子が安江さんを好きになったのも、安江さんの存在が希望そのものだったからだと思う。
That's why I care for Honoka so much. I want to prove to her that there's hope. I also think that's why she fell for your sister, or what you presented to her.
私に人間の価値を認めさせたいなら無駄だと言っておくわ。人間の醜さはうんざりするほど見てきたもの。
If you wish to convince me of humankind's worth, I assure you that I've seen much, too much for that to work.
認めさせる必要なんてないよ。あなた自身がその証拠だもん。
Oh, but I don't need to. You've done that yourself.
だって少なくとも一人のことは大切に思ってるんでしょ。
After all, you're for at least one of them, don't you? She closes her eyes in frustration. It's a small victory, but I'll take it.
これ以上話しても無駄ね。チェシャ猫と話しても仕方がないわ。
Ooh. I see the slow to begin from this discussion. I've no desire to debate with the Cheshire Cat.
気まぐれでここに引っ張り込んだわけじゃないでしょ。目的があったはずよ。
You're too deliberate to have pulled me here on some personal whim. You had a reason.
ほのかちゃんの事件はまだ終わってない。そういうこと。
This business with Honoka isn't over, is it?
浅川さんは愛する者をそう簡単に諦めないでしょうね。それに頭がいいし、意志が強い。
The woman is too determined for her own good. Say nothing of her shrewdness. She won't let go of her love that easy.
あなたが浅川さんの件にまた首を突っ込むだろうと思ったから、ここに呼んだの。
I brought you here because I knew you'd insert yourself into this matter again. Somehow.
これは私が負うべき責務よ。
This is my burden to bear, Sheena. All this. They tell me to stay away. She still thinks she alone can dictate Honoka's fate.
おとなしく従うとでも。
Do you expect me to obey?
とにかく目的は伝えたわ。
Regardless, the statement has been made. My confidence renewed now that I better understand her motives. I step nearer the woman and hiss. There's no need for me to wear the face of Shino here.
思春期をこじらせたあんたの虚無主義に付き合うのはもうたくさん。でも、これだけは言っとく。
I think I've wasted enough of my time entertaining your adolescent nihilism. I'll leave you with this, though.
どうなろうとも、自分の行動の結果を受け入れなさいよ。米原さん。
No matter what happens, Lady Yonohara, you must accept the results of your actions. The moment gives the woman pause, finally getting through to her. For the first time, she stumbles over a reply.
あなたもね。
And you also.
私はとっくに覚悟ができてる。
I'm prepared for that.
そう。楽しみだわ。
We shall see. What an interesting start to the day. Okay. A lovely debate between two extremely old mages about Honoka, about the consequences of our actions, and Honoka. Why do I have 6 fucking pings on Discord? What the fuck is happening? Two are munch. That's what it is. 2 of them are munch replying to me about the YouTube, the VR chat title, yeah, group he's representing. Hi, Kimmy! Welcome, welcome. You just missed some lovely, lovely, and non-threatening conversation. Wait a second. Fucking Tomo scrolled up 2 years ago to find a silhouette. Nonsense. It was friendly. Yes. How delayed is my stream? Is that just you being slow? I think that's you on your computer. I assume. I hope. Hope there's no giant delay in my stream. That'd be annoying to figure out again. Why there's a delay in my stream. I'm pretty sure I took off the extra delay from OBS. I think it's fine because you replied earlier to the Rana comment in relatively good time. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Okay. You just go on a run to your computer, I guess, to send message. Oh, some messages take a while. Where the rest? Why is that? Sorry. So I just kind of scroll and just find if there's any more pings I missed on Discord, and I find that the review Starlight Discord has changed to changed the icon to Nana, a traumatized picture of Nana. Okay, okay, interesting. Nana, you're beloved. You know who my favorite is? My favorite is, of course, and no one else, because and I share a birthday, but that's besides the point. I liked before I learned that we shared a birthday. I just find it fucking hilarious that we share a birthday. I don't know. She's more brown. I don't know. I kind of call that more brown and then redhead. Redhead's more. I know like it's actually proper like orange, but I feel it's a more brownish orange. Red could have. Aren't they all? Do they all wear red? They all wear red. Possibly, don't they? I think they all wear red. I'm pretty sure they all wear red. Yes, they all wear red. Except that's they have their main clothes are different colors. They all have the red cape. Except, oh yeah, except one of them. That's the blue cape. But that's because she's trying to do it in school. Hikari. I have to check that transfer. Yeah, I know. Except for Hikari. With the transfer student blue. Still love how they had a Bandori collab that one time. Love how they had a Bandori collab that one time, and I played the Bandori collab that one time. Having never played Bandori, or I know nothing about Bandori at all. I saw the cards, I'm pretty sure I saw the characters from the collab, the special Bandori one. I think I still have that because yeah. But I'm pretty sure the servers are down now. I think they closed the servers in the game, which is sad. Sad. Probably. I'm not sure actually. Maybe they just closed the English one. But that is neither here nor there. Back to Dark Yuri, as opposed to Theater Yuri. A mere blink, and the world returns. The deluge of information after being stuck in total void assaults my senses, leaving me dazed for a good few moments, just trying to take everything in. Tatiana looks no less confused than I am. Looking between Yonohara and I, with a look of total bafflement. Memories returning. Her barely concealed resentment at what surely happened simmers just beneath the surface. Yonohara doesn't respond to her irritation. The fact that Tatiana still keeps it to herself shows she needed to do so. I can't English word. Yep.
疲れたので失礼するわ。ここでの用は終わったもの。
I'm tired. My business here is complete. In any case. With that, she simply slides off her stool and begins walking to the door. She casts one last glance towards me before leaving. As she does, I realize the exasperation written on my own face. A reckoning will come. That much is clear. The only question is, whose will it be? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fun start to stream. What a fun act to start with. Declarations of something. Oh. Oh. New act time? Oh. Oh. A reckoning will come. The only question is whose will it be? Complete Act 3. Act 4. Scene 1. The final play. As the dirt creaks shut behind me, the outside world is shut away once again. After a couple weeks stay in the hospital, my discharge would come in the middle of winter. The taxi ride home was a quiet one, just as my medical stay had been. Hanging my coat, bag beside the door, practically by reflex, I turn about and take stock. Ugh. The house is freezing, having been occupied for so long. The damage to the house remaining, as does the blood, I suppose. I will need to learn how to deal with insurance. In the end, the police investigation went nowhere. I never thought it would, given the vague recollection I ended up having the woman who attacked me. She'd easily blend into the multitude of tourists here from the snow fields and recent snow festival. The whole ordeal ended up just another headline to scroll by in the media feeds. Lingering scars on the house from my rage are the only testament to what happened here. Look! I step forward, running my fingers over the shattered stair railings. It's striking how violent this episode was. The rush of fear and anger replaying every time I fitfully sleep. It really did all this. I never imagined the frail body had so much strength, nor my mind so much anger. As for Yasue, my time in the hospital gave me altogether too much time to think. Too much time to remember. Bracing myself, I gingerly tiptoed the stairs towards the study. I could only imagine what's been taken, between the police having combed the house and that Yonahara hired. Those Yonahara hired returning to take what they wanted. I'm hoping there's a distinct difference between my narration / talking as Honaka and Shina. I can't really tell. I can hear it myself through the vibrations of my skull, but I don't think I'm not sure if it translates well into the vibration of air through electromagnetic fields, and then through electricity. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it's different enough. I don't know. Voice acting is weird, especially when you can't hear yourself properly. Wowee. Anyways, the mess inside makes my heart sink. Bloodstains still linger with chalk. My once carefully arranged desk now a shamble. Feeling something underfoot. I step back to see a bullet hole from the shot that hit me. The memory only makes my wound all the more sore. But my arm is a now familiar motion. I step towards the broken window and my desk below it. No book is to be seen. I knew this would be the case. There's no way so many people would have been through here without it being taken. It still stings all the same. That was my only way to reach Yasue. The only light in my life after so long in the darkness. Yet all might not be lost. Perhaps if I'm lucky for once in my life, there's still a way. I swallow as I reach for the drawer. I'd slipped my laptop inside. My breathing shallow as I bring my fingers over the handle. I'm guessing it's still there. For one brief moment, my breathing stops as I slide it out. As the old woman in drawer reluctantly opens, the sight of my ever-reliable computer greets me. A wave of relief washes over me. The paranoia and shame for all I've done paying off. Filled with renewed purpose, I quickly place it on the desk and open it. My heart racing as it boots up. As I log in and open this file and that to see how much I have to work with, I realize my hands are shaking above the keyboard. I don't even have to think about my next steps. I had plenty of time to do that in the hospital. Pulling some chalk from the other drawer, I crouch down and do my best to recreate the transference markings from the notes I had kept. That's where I thought. I had a feeling she had some notes still on her computer as she translated them and probably wrote them down on her computer. So I'm not surprised it's gonna be used. I'm surprised the laptop's still there. But also, you know, Kaoru was kind of on a time crunch when gathering the evidence. So I'm not that surprised she missed it. She was only there for the book. So minutes of sketching later, I come to my feet. The result isn't perfect, I can tell that much, but rereading my notes makes a little more confident in those working. It's not like I have any choice anyway. Here we go again. Setting the chalk down, I dig out my well-used knife from under a fallen lamp. My stomach is empty, and my throat is dry. The clothes are poorly suited for the middle of winter, and the house around me is in ruinous state. None of that matters now. This is my one last hope. I have to know what happened to her. Yasue is all I have left. Without a moment's hesitation, I slash my arm while gritting my teeth through the pain. My body is just a tool. What happens to it, to me, means nothing. After tracing out the pattern below, I right myself and take a deep, shuddering breath. As the room glows bright, I close my eyes once more. I try to stuff down my growing fear. This would be a step into the unknown. I have no idea what will happen, nor what I'll find. With the magic taking effect sooner than expected, I barely have time to stash the knife into the back of my pants before my thoughts and feelings begin to swirl about. One final time, I surrender myself to the surge of torrent. I gradually open my eyes and find nothing. I don't understand. Did the spell fail? Everything happened as it usually does, yet all that's around me is a blank void. Holding my hands out before me, I can see them clearly. Tapping the blankness with my foot proves the ground is solid. If invisible, it's frightfully cold, yet no cloud comes from my breath. Why am I being messaged? What is happening? Friend. Ah. I'm just like as a torment my friend. Something that isn't spoilery for this part of the game that she's at. Don't press that one. That's spoiler. Unsee. This is important stuff. This is important to torture my friend with playing video game. It's so important to torture my friend. No bottle. No bottle. Oh, did it not hit me? Oh, did it not do hydrate? Give me a second. Did it not work? Did it not work? Give me a second. Let me just check. Oh. Did it disconnect? Give me a second. Did it disconnect itself? No, it's still connected. I didn't check if this. It should be working correctly. Did I forget to put the No, the objects are here. Sorry, I sorry, just sitting here listening to heartbeats. Sorry about that. This is me trying to hydrate! Exclamation mark. I'm not sure. Just the other ones work. Just hydrate. Yeah. I know. Check the other ones work though. This is important to check. Oh, because just both of them weren't working. Unauthenticate. Let me try connecting it again. Redirecting you automatically. Come on. Yeah, sorry, we're just seeing a heartbeat as I realized I was looking for the fucking gift to send my friend. We're just listening to heartbeating sound effects in the background. And now we're just into heartbeat to try to figure out what. I want to test this one. It was supposed to be working. I guess I didn't test it. Let me try again. Come on. Valid state parameter. Don't identify. Why aren't you connecting? Tits, you're gonna reconnect yourself, please. If not, I could just do it myself as well. It's not gonna work. Just throw things at me for a minute. While I wait, wait for it to reconnect itself properly. No, listen, this is me pressing the buttons myself. I'm pressing them myself to get them to throw. I'm trying to get it to connect still. It's just not connecting. It's just stuck connecting, doing nothing. I don't know why it's not working. It's supposed to be working. I tested it last night. It seemed to work. I think. Did I test it last night? I don't think I did. But now it's just not connecting at all. I'm gonna restart Tits real quick, and maybe that will help. Oh, well, while that's happening, let's read this. Let's get past the heartbeats while I restart Tits. At once, a deep and terrifying realization sweeps over me. This is the purgatory that Lady Yonohara sentenced her sister, before that wondrous illusion was created. The world I share with Yasue no longer exists. This is impossible. This can't be true. Yasue is all I have left. She can't be gone.
安江
Okay, it's rebooted. It says it's connected, in theory. If I were to do this... That played with no sound. Did I forget to put the sound on the object? I think I have to put the sound on the object that was happening. Wait a second. Pat. Event manager. Stick play. Squeak toy. Go. It should work now. Let me just check hydrate real quick for you. There we go. I fixed it. Just need to reboot Tits. Just quick reboot and that fixed everything. Heck yeah. Ow. Thank you, Possum. Thanks for throwing an emote at me. Lovely. I appreciate that so much. Trying to stifle my panic, I begin to walk. Tears well up in my eyes as my pace begins to quicken, heading in no particular direction. An awful silence is all to be heard, even my own footsteps not producing much of a whisper. Yeah, I need to do something else. One more thing real quick. That's that. That's good. Okay, yeah, I think we should be fine. Everything should be working correctly now. That's on, that's on. Is this on? Why are only those? Oh, because I didn't because I remember I shouldn't import everything. I wasn't import properly yet. That's why. There's doubles of some of these, maybe? No. It just didn't add those to the thing. That's fine. And then, is this one working as well? Without the sound effects, of course. I didn't put those in yet. That's a lot of work to do. Yes. Yes, okay. Cool. 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 We're good. We're good. We're good. Sorry. Trying to stifle my panic, I begin to walk. Tears well up in my eyes, my pace begins to quicken. Heading in a particular direction. An awful silence is all to be heard. Even my own footsteps not producing so much as a whisper.
安江いるの答えて
Yasue, are you there? Answer me, please! My walk turns to a run as I desperately search for something. Anything to show that she might be here. Yet no matter how far I run, no matter how desperately I might yearn, nothing pierces the blackness surrounding me. Yearning. She yearns! She's yearning! No! She yearns for her girlfriend. Yes, I haven't saved in a while. Let me save real quick. Tears streak my cheeks as I flick my head to and fro. My heart races and hands shake, the mixture of fear and desperation.
安いお願い何か言っているのは分かってる
Yasue! Do something! I know you're here!
ここにいるはずよ
You have to be here. Aww. Poor baby. As my forlorn words disappear into the void, my energy leaves me as my legs collapse. Dropping to the ground, all I can do is clutch at my chest. The sharp pain laces around my heart. My very tears vanish. They fall from my cheeks. The last of my hope flickers and disappears. The candle's fading flame is blown out. It's over. Just like the days after I lost my parents. I'm all alone. With the flame of hope extinguished, the cold around me seeps in. I can't even look forward to the release of death. All I can do is uselessly weep. Useless, as I've always been. Then, as I look up in anguish, I notice something. One small dot of light lies ahead. It's barely more than a pinprick, but it's there. Drag myself to my feet. I begin to stagger towards it. I have nothing else to live for. Perhaps minutes pass, perhaps hours. Time doesn't pass normally for me. Not anymore. My entire existence is now dedicated to reaching that light. As I get closer and closer, it barely becomes any larger. Summoning the last of my energy, I begin to run, carried on by my sheer desperation. The vague patch of light in the darkness begins to form details. The outlines of buildings coming into view. There's something there. Some part of the Meiji world that's still there. That means Yasui must be... Ah! Whoa! Nah! Without so much as a word, I rushed forward to see her. The woman slumped haphazardly on the steps of the shrine. I barely stir as I pull at her from my arms, eyes frantically checking over the bloodied kimono. I can only guess at how wounded she is.
安
I can't think of anything else to say my happiness. I say, my happiness at seeing her again, slain by the sight of her in such a state. Looking about us, the last remnants of the Meiji world bore amount to barely much than a patch of land maintained by the dredges of her power. Even now, the edges slowly disappear into the void. Were I to have found her just a few hours later. Yasui gives a sudden sharp cough, refocusing her thoughts as she tries to cover her mouth. My worst fears are realized as she pulls away her hand, her palm stained bright scarlet.
ほのか心配していたのよ
Honoka, I was so worried for you.
私をしっかりして助けを呼ばなきゃ
For me? Come on. You have to get help.
残念だけどもう手遅れよ
I'm sorry. It's too late. Everyone's always worried for me. As soon as I have to do something for someone else, I can't help them at all. Tears fall once more. Yasui weakly raises her hand to brush my cheek. Her smile breaks my heart. She's already accepted something I can't let myself to admit.
大丈夫よ、ほのか。ほとんど力を使い果たしてしまったけれど、最後にもう一度あなたに会いたくて、どうにか持ちこたえていたの。おかげで、こうしてあなたに会えた。ちゃんとさよならを言えて、本当によかった。
Okay, I was down at the very last of my magic, holding on to see you one last time. And here you are. I'm so glad I was able to say goodbye.
最後に一つ、お願いを聞いてもらえるかしら。ねえ、笑顔を見せてほしいの。あなたの綺麗な笑顔を覚えていたいから。
If you do me one last favor, would you please smile for me? I want to remember your beautiful, smiling face. I try, briefly, but it's all I can manage to contort my face into an uncomfortable, disfigured caricature. I give up and shake my head, mind still desperately reeling with anything I could possibly do to save her.
できないよ。そんなの無理だよ。
I can't do that, Yasue.
ごめんなさいね。無理なこと頼んでしまって。
I'm sorry. That was an unreasonable request.
なら、せめて、どうか私のことを覚えていて。
Then, if I may, please remember me. I bite my lip to stop myself from losing control. Realizing she's given up, I can't agree. I can't do this. I don't want to let her go. Not so soon after finding her. It's not fair.
まだ終わりじゃない。何か手があるはずよ。
It's not over yet. Ayasue. There has to be some way to... She looks at me pitiably, make me feel all the worse for not accepting what she's already come to terms with. It's a miracle she even held on until I found her. A miserable silence passes between us. The last of our time together passing in stubborn refusal to admit the obvious. What if this wasn't a world I was supposed to see? Yasue is still someone who deserves love. She deserves a long and happy life. She deserves far more than I ever have. As the moment passes, so too does the ground around us disappear. Yasue's power wanes bit by bit, the creeping darkness slowly encroaching around us. I have a scared feeling about what might happen. Hanukkah, please don't be dumb. Hanukkah, please don't just think dumb. Frantically, forcing myself to focus, to stave off the growing panic. My experiments in this malformed magic of mine come to mind. If the driver of all I've managed to do is my own blood, then it stands to reason.
うまくいくかどうかはわからない。でも、一つ方法を思いついたかも。
I don't know if it'll work, but there might be one way.
ほのか。
She looks at me with a mixture of melancholy and sullen acceptance, little believing there's any way to stave off her death in my arms. My throat tightens, but I force myself through it. I've made my decision, as painful as this might be.
もし私をここに呼び寄せたのが私の血の力なら、他にもできることはあるはず。なら、安江を助けられるかもしれない。その体が死んでも、あなたの魂が私の体を器にできるなら。
Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought was gonna happen. If my blood magic can spirit me here, and do all different things too, then maybe I can help you. Even if your body were to die, if your soul could take this vessel, then... Her face twists as she realizes the gravity of what I proposed. Before she can protest, I carefully withdraw my left arm from around Yasue and pull my sleeve back, filled with renewed purpose. The wound from entering this fragmented world is still fresh. With the firm press of my thumb, I pull open the wound, while wincing with pain. As expected, it begins to bleed freely, with the barest pressure.
飲んでうまくいくかはわからないけれど必要なだけ
Okay, that's not what I thought was gonna happen. What the fuck? Here, drink it. I don't know if this will work, but take as much as you need.
でももしあなたの体を奪えばあなたの魂はどうなるの
But if
一つ
I
の
took your
体を
body,
共有することは
what of your soul? Surely both of us can share the same.
そんなのどうでもいい安江あなたをここで死なせはしない私よりずっと価値のある人だもの
That doesn't matter. I'm not leaving you to die here, Yasue. You're a better person than I've ever been. I silently plead with her to take the chance I offer her, tears rolling down my cheek. My body is nothing more than a tool. I have no fear of anything that happens to it. If I were to die from this, at least it would be to some useful end.
米原さんにあなたを奪わせない私を思って遠慮しているなら正義を果たすためにどうか受け入れて
I'm not letting Yonohara take you. If you want to, this for my sake. Do it to find justice with her.
あなたの悲しみが何か意味のあることをなせるように
Your grief can still mean something. The crude way to abuse her moments of weakness. The mention of her sister lightens a fire behind her eyes. She still looks unsure, but she reluctantly moves from the last of her strength, bringing her hand around my bloodied arm. It worked. She closes her eyes and moves her mouth towards the tender wound. I take a gulp to try and center myself. Silently, she presses her lips to my skin. I can't help but gasp in pain, only exacerbated by her sulking,
安
suckling. Moments pass, we're pounding from the situation. I only hope this throw of the dice works. Then something feels wrong. I can't put a word to it, but something begins to feel unsettling inside of me. From the tips of my fingers and toes and slowly advancing inwards, it feels numb, foreign, like control is growing weaker. Before she merely suckled, now she begins to heave with effort. This feeling inside of me isn't something natural. My eyes jamming shut as I try to quell the pain shooting through me. I swallow to try and steady myself. The terrifying sensation takes hold, desperately hiding my reaction in Yasue. This is the cost Yasue had to take revenge against the one who sentenced her to this fate. So be it. At least for once, I have been useful to someone. The pain from my wound fades. Every sense begins to leave me. Every sensation, every thought begins to feel. Then, this body, this mind, is no longer mine. I can't feel any. Act 4, Scene 2. A Century of Ire.
乗って早く
Hurry up! Get in! The run from my apartment to Kaoru's waiting car is an awkward one. My boots sinking into the thick snow with every step. Finally reaching the car and almost tumbling in. I barely may have time to shut the door behind the stumbles on the stops of the accelerator, putting me down back in my seat. The wheel was finally tripped. After taking a few seconds to compose myself, I buckle up and glanced out the window. Midwinter was aggressively announcing itself. The heavy snowfall last night coming with the dense mist outside to make for a complete whiteout. Kaoru's face furrowed with an uncomfortable, unfamiliar look of concentration. Something is badly wrong with her to be acting like this. I don't even know our destination. So quick was her rush to pick me up from my apartment.
どうなってるの？なんでこんなに急いでるのよ。
Am I telling what's going on? What's with the hurry? Seeing a yellow traffic light in the distance, Kaoru accelerates to get through before it turns red. Her driving is never exactly a relaxing experience, much less when she has somewhere to be.
お姫様が今日退院したんだ。タチアナは何かしでかすんじゃないかって疑ってて見張ってた。
Our princess was discharged from the hospital this morning. Tatiana suspected something might happen, and she was keeping an eye on her.
で聞かされたのはもちろんつい数分前なんだけどさ。
She told me that a few minutes ago, of course.
ほのかちゃんの監視を続けるのは当然だと思う。何かあったの？
In terms of Honoka makes sense. Does something happen?
その日の夜遅くにコートも着ずに雪の中をよろよろと歩いて出てったらしくてさ。しかも
Apparently she left her house later that same day, shuffling out in the snow without so much as a coat. What's more,
ほのかの目は黄色く光ってたんだって。魔術師の目だ。
Honoka had glowing yellow eyes. A mage's eyes. I go silent at the words, think over the implications, and an unsettling realization slowly washes over me. Honoka having a mage's eyes could only mean one thing. To think Yasue would betray her like that. A sudden thud from beside me, pulls me from my thoughts. Kaoru punching the steering wheel in frustration.
くそ、また何も言わずどっか行きやがって。魔術師だろうとなんだろうといつか殺されちまう。
Damn it! Of course she's running off without letting me know. Major or not, she's going to get herself killed one of these days.
慰めになるかわからないけど、ほのかちゃん、安江さんの狙いはタチアナじゃないと思う。米原さんのところに向かうはず。
If it's any consolation, Honoka, no, Yasue wouldn't be targeting Tatiana. It's a Yorihara she'd be going for.
そりゃそうだけど、立ちはだかる奴がいたらぶっ飛ばすだろうよ。安江の魔術がタチアナのに太刀打ちできるかは知らないけどさ、それはタチアナも同じだろ。
Sure, but she's going to blow away anything and anyone standing in between them. I don't know how her magic stacks up against Tatiana's, but Tatiana wouldn't know either. She's worked herself up over this. Her knuckle is going white from her grip on the wheel.
シノ、ダッシュボードの引き出しを開けて中身を出して。
Chino, open the glove box, give me what's inside. Gun. As Kaoru speeds around the corner, far too fast for the conditions, I reach under the compartment and pull the handle. It releases quickly, the weight inside pushing it down. Gun! Of course. I gasp at the sight before me. Kaoru's well-used gun, rattling it out. It's really come to this. With great reluctance, I pull the weapon out and hand it over to Kaoru. Is that... Oh, I forgot to reset the TTS condition, didn't I? I did forget to put that back on. Give me a second. I have to fix that. Lol, I'm dumb. Let me get that for you again. Sorry. I just realized that. That came through, right? You heard that, right? Oh, I forgot the browser's different. I need to go grab that. Okay, wait a second. I forgot it's a different thing. You didn't hear that? Okay, yeah, it's good to know. I forgot to turn that on. I've got to turn that on as well. God, I am great at this. Select device. Doesn't matter. OBS capture. I forgot to do a bunch of things apparently. That's my fault. Sorry about that. And I need to also grab. It's in my document. Yeah, documents. This. Give me a minute as I need two frame. Two frame GIF. Two frame two GIF. Give me a second as I go. Is that, and then, sorry, this is me not being extremely prepared, apparently. That's that, and then we go and double check TTS.
Promise me you'll think of the implications.
There we go, much better. All fixed. You definitely heard that one. I saw that go on the sound mixer, audio mixer. There we go. With great reluctance, I pull the weapon out and hand it over to Karu, pointing it grip towards her. She remains tactfully silent, pushing it into the small of her back and glancing towards me at my reaction.
残念だよ。誰もこんな結末望んでなかったのに。
Sorry. Nobody wants things to end like this. Her expression seems to soften, both of us coming to a melancholic terms with what's about to happen. Not a word is spoken between us from the rest of the journey. My gaze once more directed outside.
ほのかちゃん。
Act 4, Scene 3. Dance at the Magi. Put one foot over the other. That's all I need to do. I've forgotten what the cold winter felt like. Its chill nearly making me cry from sheer nostalgia. Snowflakes fall upon me, my gaze lingering on each as they lazily fall. How long has it been since I last saw but one? The morning fog is thick. Houses around me looming in the mist. This world is at once strange and foreign, yet oddly familiar all the same. That mist only glows thicker as I walk down the street. I begin to wonder, really the weather which has changed as I put one foot before the other, my arm aching from the wounds. The only consolation as I struggle on is that the streets are all but empty for people. It's a strange and surreal experience as I look about. The streets follow the same layouts, the hills the same contours, yet the roads, once dirt, are now paved. Seemingly everything is concrete, and the houses look stark and austere. This body, too, is new. Stepping briefly, I run my uninjured hand through this silken hair. Taking one of the long bangs in hand, I gaze down wistfully, the raven black locks laying across my palm. My hair used to look like this so long ago. No, I need to focus. Honoka gave me her body. I intend to make use of it. This clothing is ill-fitting for the middle of the winter. The only warmth to be had is from the trickle of blood from my aching arm. Such pain and discomfort only forces me on what needs to be done. All I have to do is get the cemetery. All I have to do is kill that woman. This festering sore has gnawed my mind for so many years, and now I can finally filled with renewed purpose. I begin the long walk ahead. For 100 years you tormented me, but Honoka in danger, and finally tried to kill me outright. I'll save from murdering that woman. With Honoka's magic at my disposal, I'm sure she suffers every last minute of the ordeal. Thank you, Honoka. I won't let this last gift go to waste. For what my sister has done, there must be punishment. Hi, Tatiana. Past the cloud from my heavy breathing, a dark figure appears through the mist. I slow to a stop as the front of a long black coat becomes visible, rigid and unmoving. My heart sinks as I make out the stoic and resolute face. Of all the people, it had to be her.
また会ったな、浅川城。
We meet again, Miss Asakawa.
それとも安江さんとお呼びするべきかな。
Or should I say, Lady Yasue? All I can do is scowl. The falling snow piles onto the shoulders of her coat, but the woman plain has no intention of leaving.
やはりな、浅川城の姿をしているが、魔術師の目はごまかせない。
I see, my guess was correct. You may look like Miss Asakawa, but the maid's eyes don't lie.
そう。あなたがあの時の女なのね。
So, you're the one from back then.
この一件であなたに害がないとは言わせない。だが、ほのかの魂を力ずくで追い出し、その体を奪うことまでするとは思わなかった。
From where I was standing, you don't come out the good guy at all with this. I didn't think you'd go so far as force Honoka's soul to take over her very body.
あなたと戦うつもりはないわ。聞いてちょうだい。あなたが誰であろうと関係ないことよ。
I have no desire to hurt you. So move aside. Whoever you are, this doesn't concern you.
タチアナ・フェドロワだ。残念だが、要望に応えるわけにはいかない。
My name is Tatiana Fedorova. Fedorova. I'm afraid I can't honor your polite request.
そう。仕事を終わらせに来たというわけね。
Here to finish your work, are you?
前回はあなたを生かしておく必要があった。だが、それはあの本を手に入れた時点で終わっている。
The job required keeping you alive last time. However, that same job was also complete the moment we grabbed that book.
今回ここに来たのは個人的な興味によるものだと思ってもらっていい。つまり、
Consider this meeting to be out of personal interest. Which also means with a practice motion, she pulls off her long coat and throws it behind her. Not once did those sharp eyes leave my own. The white haze between us is soon pierced by blazing cyan blue, her weapon materializing.
あなたを見逃す理由はない。
That I have no reason to spare you. I found myself appreciating her effortless use of magic for a brief moment, only tempered by the realization that this will be far more than a mere distraction. Going by her well-drilled posture and grim gaze, it's obvious this woman has killed before.
フェドロワさん、これは最後の警告よ。
This is your
今すぐ立ち去りなさい。
this is your last warning, Miss Fedorova. Leave now.
できない相談だ。
I can't do that. Every memory pulled from Honika feels a violation of hers. Every pluckled feeling, slight, sight or sound in an uncomfortable and brutish act. I wish this weren't necessary, but my hand has been forced. Plunging deep into her thoughts, the secret of blood magic comes forth. What desire is fashioned into shape in my mind. The thought flowing through my body and into the blood now twisting and turning on my injured arm. A moment's concentration pulls together the threads of dancing liquid into a solid whole. My own surprise stuffed down as I bring the sight to bear.
なら、勝つこと同じ運命をたどるといいわ。
In that case, you'll suffer the same fate as Katsugo. It feels good in my hands, its weight focused behind the large cutting blade. Haruka has abused her body terribly, but is still youthful. Moreover, these clothes will work better than my own for combat. Throwing caution to the wind, I steel myself and bolt as the woman ahead. She merely sets herself low in a defensive stance, my own weapon held high as I throw myself into the attack. A deafening clatter rings out as her blades meet. The weight of my weapon proving both a hindrance and an asset. As I try to redirect its momentum, snow kicks up about us as I throw the blade sideways, edging ever closer to my opponent. Before I can land a blow, she drops the air with the menacing tip of her spear. I frantically pull back and parry her blow for following up my own upward slash, only for her to skip back with inhuman speed. She's well trained, but I can adjust. She's not the only mage in this fight. I can't let her control the pace. The scythe by nature forces me to throw my body into every attack. Your spear's length means I need to focus my way past it. Force my way past it and get into her face and land a single hit. Ooh! I like that. That was nice. I like that part. I like that. I keep moving forward with bold attacks. The woman is seemingly surprised I can keep up with her and barely avoids the swipe of her neck. Adrenaline courses through me, and a certain thrill in a true fight against another. Compared to her rigid and dour appearance, Tatiana appears to be practically dancing as she weaves about in combat. She follows the momentum of her spear, guiding rather than forcing the weapon. It's an almost graceful sight. Her footwork, too, is precise and measured. I've never met someone so in control of her body's movements. A diagonal blow avoided by skipping off the guardrail and controlled a short slide backwards in snow. Ah, I see now. This woman's talent is in manipulating her body, magic. She's moving so far beyond any normal person's speed because she's overcharging her own muscles. Also, I do like the detail. Oh, she's a ballerina dancer. She's light on her feet. Funny joke. I like that. Funny. I like that. Fitting. However, this means she's pushing them far beyond what a human body is naturally capable of. If she keeps it up long enough, she'll end up destroying herself. She's light on her feet. She's good at, you know, fun details. Which means that I just have to outlast her. Yet fighting this woman is proving intensely frustrating. Tatiana continuously falling back as soon as I make the seize advantage. Every time she commits to a finishing blow, it turns out to be a feint before deftly stepping back further. It's a strange fighting style. Someone who needs to finish any scrap quickly. I make a weird cut at her midsection, only to fight through the air once again as she flits back and steps aside. Just wants to blow in. Guns! If I can keep after her, I'm stopped by my tracks by two shots ringing out. Ice from the footpath pick up. 2 bullets, whatever the fuck they are, striking the ground mere inches from my feet.
そこまでだ、安江さん。今のは狙い通り。次も外さないよ。
That's far enough, Yasue. Those shots didn't miss, and the next one won't either. The woman takes aim from behind the car's hood. I recognize it instantly. It's the one who picked up Katsuko from the cemetery. All I could do was glower at them as Titania steps back as her comrades sighed. They've had a trap set for me this entire time, and I blithely wandered into it. They knew where I was going from the moment I re-entered this world, and Tatiana recovered from her own weakness. I never stood a chance. Not when blinded by my own rage.
ここはもうあなたが知っていた世界ではない。あなたの道はここで終わる。
The world's changed since you were here, Yasue. This is the end of the road for you.
降伏しろというの。
You expect me to surrender then?
降伏したって受け入れらんないね。あんたはほのかに許されねえことをした。
Even if you did, you would accept. What you've done to Honoka is unforgivable. How dare they talk about Honoka as if they cared for her? The pain they've put her through.
ほのかが望んだことよ。あの子は自分を犠牲にしてでも私に復讐を果たしてほしいと願っていた。あなたたちに邪魔をさせるわけにはいかない。
Honoka asked of me. They gave her so that justice might be found. I won't be denied by the likes of you. I always went high and charged at them, with all my remaining energy casted all caution aside. How foolish to try and use such a pedestrian weapon against a mage. The trigger's pulled, as the time slows. If I could just focus enough on the barrel, I have a chance. A flash, the bullet leaves the chamber. One flick of the wrist downwards and... In the blink of an eye, it's over. The click of the bullet hitting the blade, the only sign anything happens at all. The guns of this time are a little different to those of my own, it seems. As color drains from her face, I dash forward and seize the advantage. Rip the car! Karu diving as my scythe slashes into the car, ripping through its body with ease. I can see why Honoka's rage was so violent. There's such an intoxicating pleasure in such passionate rebellion against an unfair world. But Katsuko is my target, not them. I can't push this body too far. These people are only distractions. Putting them out of mind, I raced onwards towards the cemetery. I'm already pushing this body to its limit without even boggling me down.
お願い、やめて。
Stop this, please! A chill runs down my spine. That voice. It's all too familiar. Stop by my tracks. I slowly turn around. Everyone stops dead as she gets out of the car, almost in tears as she looks at me.
シノ、カオル、なぜシノを連れてきた？
Shino? Wrong voice. Shino? Karu, why did you bring her here?
ほのかちゃん、お願い聞いて。まだそこにいるんでしょ？
Honoka, please. You have to listen to me. I know you're in there.
まだいるんだよね。
You're still there. Right? What happened? What's happening? Why is she here? As her words trail off, I give a smile. A smile which soon twists into an ugly caricature of the real thing. A hollow laugh escaping as I rationalize what's playing out before me.
そう。つまり最初から仕組まれていたのね。何もかもお遊び。何ヶ月も前から計画して、ほのかを利用していたのでしょ。
So, that's all this was. A game. Everyone's been planning out. Everything's been planned out for all these months. Everyone's been using her.
違う。私はそんなつもりじゃなかった。
No, you're wrong. That's not what I was doing.
違う。あの二人と組んでいるのに。私を訪ねてきたのも、ほのかを慰めたのも、全部ほのかに近づくためだったのでしょ。
Wasn't it? You're working with them, aren't you? When you visited me, when you comforted Honoka, this was all to get closer to her, wasn't it? She runs up towards me. My attempt to quickly summon the scythe proving too slow as she grabs onto my shoulders. Before she hesitated, knowing Honoka shares his body, was emboldened her.
それはほのかちゃんの記憶でしょ。ほのかちゃん、そこにいるのは分かってる。話を聞いて。
Those are your memories. I know you're there, Honoka. Listen to me.
ほのかちゃん、今までの話を思い出して。私がいろんなことを乗り越えて明るくいられる理由話したよね。あれは全部本当だよ。この世界はまだ生きる価値がある。諦めちゃダメ。
Remember when you talked about how I could be so cheerful after everything that's happened to me? I really meant every word of that. There's still good to live for. You can't throw everything away like this. Like this.
ほのかちゃんの一人ぼっちじゃない。一人きりだったことなんてなかった。
Honoka, you're not alone. You're never alone. Shino. This isn't right. It's supposed to happen like this. No. This is the way it has to be. Katsuko has to pay with her blood for what she's done to me. She... No. This isn't happening. I'm ruining everything. Just trying to... This hatred isn't the Yasura I knew. This wasn't meant to hurt anyone else. I hate this! Katsuko is the one who caused all this. He was the one who hired them in the first place. I have to kill her. Nothing else matters. Not after. Press the wrong button, most use. Meant to press the wrong button. Tatiana, Shanai!
待て、あの子がまだ中にいる。
Hold on. She's still in there. Tatiana holds her arm out to stop her. They're not here to hurt me. It's my fault this is all happening. They're going to kill me, just as they tried before. I have to reach Katsuko. The graveyard's just steps away. I can finally... This isn't right! This is my head. I don't want to hurt anyone else. Get away from my memories. Get away from my thoughts. I don't want everything to end like this. Everything's fine. Things keep going on. My body doesn't respond to my thoughts, right? Ending up staggering about as I try to stay myself. Every thought feels like wrestling control. My very body feels not my own. This isn't the Yasuri I loved. I gotta get this thing out of my mind. Ow. Staring towards the retaining wall. My frustration gets the better of me as I ram my head into it. The intense pain is all too brief respite from Yasuri reasserting herself, making me throw my head against it again and again. Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Staggering back in a daze, I clutch in my aching forehead. I slowly wrest control of my own body muscle by muscle as I sway about, the others reduced to onlookers as I try to win the war in my own mind. As I managed to regain my sense of vision, I see a woman's feet gingerly walking up. Monica, are you... This won't last long. I have to make the most of my moments of lucidity. Every thought, every urge is dedicated to asserting control of myself. Even now, I can feel her trying to retake my senses. I know what needs to happen.
長くはとどめておけない。私のせいで誰かを傷つけたくないの。
I can't stop her for long. I can't let anyone else get hurt because of me.
邪魔をさせないわ。許さないわよ、ほのか。カツコを殺さなくてはならないの。他のことなんてどうだっていい。あと少しだったのに。
You can't do this. I won't let you. Katsuko starts to die. Nothing else matters now. I've come so close. Gritting my teeth, I forced the voice back. Possum, no. Possum, no. Stop it. Possum, no. Stop it. Possum, no. Possum, no. Gritting my teeth, I forced the voice back. Tatiana's eyes glow once more as she materializes her spear. The woman silent and embittered at her role in the affair. If this is the price of my mistake, then I have no choice left.
茶番はもうたくさんよ。
Enough of this farce. At once, we turn in the direction of the entrance to the cemetery. Lady Yonahara stands tall behind its iron gate, her eyes looking down on the chaos at its steps. Even Tatiana stops. Yonahara's booming voice commanding everyone. Give me a second, I need to... Actually, I need to go dehydrate real quick. I need to go dehydrate. I'll be back in a hot minute. We'll go back with this intense, I should say first. I'll get back to this intense encounter after I return from dehydration, so be back in a hot minute. And I return. Alright, let's get back to the intense scene that is Yonahara preventing her sister again.
やるべきことを残したのはこの私。これは私が負うべき重荷よ。
It was I who left the job undone. This is my burden to bear.
来なさい、浅川さん。
Enter, Miss Asakawa. My voice is without reproach, no reprimand. She simply commands, knowing her superiority. You can't. I'll let you, Honoka. Knowing what's surely to come, I solemnly force my foot ahead of the other. They rise the steps. Foot beads my body. Beads my body with effort to keep control. Yasuo's voice practically screaming inside of me. Lady Onahara's steps almost glide into the cemetery as I stagger inside. My control feels all the more fleeting with every step. She suddenly beckons me as I step aside, along the concrete paths. One gravestone after another passes either side of me, peeking through the snow covering the fields. By the time she comes to stop, I know full well our destination. Looking down, I see the Asakawa family gravestone before me. Yes, this is where my journey, where this journey truly began. Perhaps it's fitting that this will be where it all ends.
私のせいよ。お願い。私がまた心を失う前に、やるべきことをやって。
It's not my fault. Please, do what you must for lose control again.
望み通りに。
As you wish, Miss Asakawa. The particular tone of her voice sends a chill up my spine. It takes on an unfamiliar and malevolent edge, the one almost eager to say the words. Her eyes glow a vivid scarlet, and then... Huh? What did she... I glanced about the cemetery. The cold granite about me, proving no answer as to what just happened, and where the woman disappeared to. Bringing my hand before me and looking down at them. It seems I at least have control of my body. If both Yasue and Yonehara suddenly left, then... The thought causes a terrible knot in my pit of my stomach. Gulping, I look towards the sound of approaching footsteps from the cemetery entrance. Tatiana and Kaoru skip up to me. The latter placing her pistol behind her olive draped jacket.
Honoka, 大丈夫か?
Honoka, are you okay?
私。
なぜここにいる? 怪我はないか?
I see. I see. Why are you here? Are you okay? No. Inhara's done exactly what I feared. She used her magic to unmake Yasue and herself.
まったく、この体は冬に向かないんだから。
This body's useless in winter. Staggers up behind them. The snow-covered paths every moment. Covered paths. Every movement labored as she tries to keep up. She only needs to glance at me to know something is deeply wrong.
やっと見つけた。安江さんはどこ?
There you are. Where's Yasue? There you are. Where's Yasue? Thank goodness, at least she remembers her. That fact that even I do is a small miracle. A sudden thought comes to me. She and I share one thing in common. We both visited Yasue in the other world. Maybe that was enough for us to hang on to our memory. At least for a time. Small relief is washed away by the devastating realization of what I've done. My emotions overcoming me.
あの人が安江を。
Yonehara. She's...
私、何をしたの?
What have I done? Words spill haphazardly from my mouth. Emotions flooding my mind even as I try to force them out. For small mercy, Shino quickly directs the situation.
車で待ってて。私がどうにかする。
I'll meet you back at the car. I'll deal with this. Kaoru shrugs at her partner. The two bewildered women Kaoru shrugs at her partner. The two bewildered women reluctantly doing as she says. Shino quickly runs over to my side.
つまり、米原さんは魔術の才能を使ったんだね。チャンスを見つけたらすぐに飛びつくって分かってたんだけどな。
So, Lady Yonehara used her magic talent. I should have known she'd seize any chance as soon as she saw it.
可能性は低いけど、もしかしたらなんとかできるかも。
It's a long shot, but I might be able to work something out.
私が魔術の才能、魂の定着を使ったら、この体から魂が切り離され、安江さんの世界に引き込まれた。魔術の痕跡を追ったからだと思う。米原さんがさっきここで魔術を使ったばかりだから、もしかしたら同じ効果を発動できるかも。
When I used my magic talents, soulless fixation, my soul was pulled from Yasuo's world, pulled into Yasuo's world as soon as I disjointed it from this body. Since Yonahara is only used for magic just now, and right here, is a chance to do this have the same effect. Yay! Shino to the rescue! Shino MVP. One maybe after another, with little other option but to trust Shino. This throw of the dice is what it'll have to be.
安江さんに約束したんだ。助けるって。連れ戻す方法はわからないけど、中に入って米原さんを止めることくらいはできると思う。
I made Lady Yasue promise that I'd help you out. I don't know how to get back out. Get her back out. But I can at least get in and stop Yonahara.
ダメよ。私が行く。
No.
私の責任だから。
No, I'll go. It's my duty to... Thinking of my words, I shake my head and say that what I truly mean.
私がやりたいの。お願い。シノさん。
I want to do this myself. Please, Shino.
なら作戦がある。ほのかちゃんの体はここに残るから戻ってこられる可能性は高い。でも安江さんのことは保証できない。
Then we have a plan. You have a body to use, so I should be able to pull you back into it afterwards. I can't guarantee anything about Yasue, though. She gives a cheerless smile, one hardly fitting for the situation we're in, but perfectly fitting for Shino Kikuchi.
ねえ、今のほのかちゃん、なんか頼もしいよ。
You know?
自分で動くところがさ。
You know? I like this Honoka. Taking charge and all.
どうなるかわからないけど、ありがとう。絶対に忘れない。
Whatever happens, thank you. I won't forget this. Giving a stern nod, she focuses her mind once more, and closes her eyes, holding out her hands toward me. Her brow furrows as she calls upon her talent. With that, she throws her eyes wide open, irises glowing so fiercely, I almost look away in reflex. My senses at once feel oddly fuzzy, dulling more and more as the movements go by. My body begins to collapse, yet as I should feel the ground beneath me. I should gasp in surprise, expecting the pain of falling to be the concrete below, yet instead feeling nothing. An oppressive darkness surrounds me, expanding in all directions as I look about, a realm of the soul, and the soul alone, one I've hoped never to see again. My ears pick up an impossibly small, almost imperceptible sound. I'm sure I'd have missed it if it weren't for the abject silence in this first place. Heading towards the source, another rings out. The soft shuffling of fabric. My heart takes a beat as I recognize the sound. I quickly begin to running in this direction. All my thoughts are dedicated to reaching Yasue. The flood of emotions far too violent for me to stop and formulate any kind of plan. I can just make out a pinprick of color in the far distance. Slowly turning to the recognizable red and yellow, the sisters close as they get closer. The sight I see before me forced me to stop. My lips clasped shut for fear of making the situation worse. Yasue shuffles backwards, awkwardly pulling herself back in terror at every movement of the woman in the vermilion kimono before her. Jesus fucking Christmas, insane. Crazy eyes. Immortality is a curse. Yanohara's materialized sword is held out menacingly to her side as she slowly steps forward, savoring every moment of this wicked flames lick its flank. Before me stands two grand mages of old, unmatched in godlike power. Yanohara's destruction of Yasue's world shows how half-hearted my understanding of mage truly was. To either of them, I'm no more than an ant. What was I even hoping to achieve coming in here?
今も哀れな人間の本能にすがりついているなんて。姉さんは心も魂も哀れだこと。
Even now, you cling to pitiable human instincts. Truly pathetic in mind and soul.
こんなことをしてあなたには罪悪感はないの？いいえ、あったからこそこの前とどめをさせなかったのでしょう。
Don't you feel any sense of guilt from this? Isn't that why you couldn't strike the killing blow last time? With that, Yanohara abruptly stops. The question seems to give her cause for genuine thought.
罪悪感？
Guilt?
そう、罪悪感よ。これこそ私が姉に与え損ねた答えよ。
Yes, guilt. That's the answer I failed to give her.
長い間、私は復讐に燃える勇気としてこの世界をさまよっていた。私をこの世界に縛り付けるものは何かずっとわからなかった。それはあなたへの罪悪感だったの。
For so long I wandered this world as a vengeful spirit. Something I could never identify chaining me to this world. My guilt was the answer. My guilt around you.
菊池志乃は間違っていた。つまらない思いを捨ててしまえばもっと偉大な存在になれる。後悔、罪悪感、喪失。無駄な感情は人間性とともに切り捨てるべきよ。
She was wrong. It'll become something greater once I dispense with such trivialities. Grief, guilt, loss. Such useless things will be rinsed from my soul like boils once I discard my humanity. She isn't doing this for me, but for her own ends. No justice to be had in any of this, only naked self-interest. As I twist about to try and find something, anything to stop this madness, I feel something digging into my wrist. Reaching back, I pluck the item out and look it over. My knife. The weapon I'd wounded myself with so many times in the past. I placed it there as my blood magic took hold of me going into Yasue's bloody world. I look up to Yanohara, my eyes suddenly racing with terrible realization. Just another step towards her sister, Yasue frantically shuffling back, but unable to raise a hand against her. Looking back to the knife, it's no more than a blade the size of a finger. A tool, not a real weapon. Certainly nothing which could slay a grand mage. But I don't have time to draw blood in some of my scythe, and Yanohara would notice that in any case. This is all I have. I look back up, my time running out. Yanohara takes up her menacing blade. I can't hesitate. I can't have a second thoughts. As I prepare myself for what's to come, my thinking harkens back to Yasuo's adored play. Tsusinguro, a tale of 47 Ronin in the quest to avenge their master. The honor they displayed, their duty in to their master, their willingness to lay down their lives for their cause. I steel my heart, breath quickening, as I grasp the blade so hard that my knuckles whiten. All I have is this pathetic tool. I'm a nobody, and my body is weak, even now. I'm shaking in terror. The moment Yonahara notices me, she'll slay me with a flick of her wrist. But my life will buy a second that Yasue can use. For once in my life, I've finally made my own choice. That choice will be my fate. As Yonahara raises her sword above her head in a great arc, I launch myself forward. It takes everything I have not to scream. I need every moment I can get as I dash forward. The distance closes, adrenaline flowing through every pore in my body as I tear forward. My frantic footsteps sound impossibly loud. Yonahara's wild eyes remain locked on her sister.
これで私の人間性は尽きる。
With this, my humanity is extinguished.
死ね!
Die! Stop! Stop! Oh. Everything stops. Oh. My knife plunges into her back, the hilt. But Yonahara's issue, no scream, nor yell. All to be heard is the quiet wheezing of air escaping her lungs. Oof! Sweat stings my cold face as time itself seems to pause. A moment of complete disbelief washes over each of us. An impossible situation presented as simple reality.
一般人の分際でどうして
A commoner. How? The words are barely more than disbelieving whispers into the void. Her sword begins to dematerialize from its furthest tip, her magic dissipating, still taking in everything that's happened. And all I can do is hold the knife and pant as my adrenaline leaves me. Yonahara being so caught up in her emotions saved me. As the sword finally disappears, her arms fall limp by her side. All she does is look upwards, black eyes staring into the darkness above. Then, the woman herself begins to vanish.
あなたを愛していたのよ。こんなことあるべきじゃなかった。
I loved you, sister. It didn't need to be like this.
いえ、こうしなくてはならなかったの。
No, it did.
結局、私も人間だったの。哀れな。
In the end, I was human. A pathetic,
死すべき
mortal
人間よ。
human. Yonahara's end is marked with the unceremonial clatter of my knife falling to the ground. I don't bother to collect it. I don't need that anymore. suddenly left without this single-minded focus I'd had. Everything about the situation floods into my overwhelmed mind at once, leaving me to helplessly collapse to my knees. Trying to steady myself, steady my breath, my breathing, I look at my shaking hands through increasingly blurry eyes. Even if Yonohara's blood has disappeared, I know what they've done.
私が米原さんを殺した
I murdered her.
人を
I murdered someone.
そうするしかなかったのよ。大丈夫よ、ほのか。
You had no choice. It's alright, Honoka. I barely respond as Yasui crawls forward and wraps her arms around me, the woman weeping as she hugs me tightly.
ほのか、あ、ほのか、ごめんなさい。
Oh, Honoka, I'm so sorry.
あなたをこんな目に遭わせてしまって許されないことをしたと思っているわ。ごめんなさい、ほのか。
I've put you through so much. I've done something unforgivable. I'm so sorry, Honoka.
自由になって最初に思い浮かんだのはあなたではなくて妹のことだった。妹のことしか考えられなかったの。
My first thought once freed wasn't of you or my sister. All I could think about was her.
ほのかに拒まれても当然よ。もしあなたが
You have every right to spurn me if you...
いや、そんなこと望んで
No! I don't want that!
ない。安江にも米原さんにも100年もの間に何があったのかなんて想像もできない。
I can't pretend to know what it was like for all those years. For you, or for Yonohara.
償いたいなら一緒にいて。理解できなくてもあなたを助けたい。
If you want to make it up to me, then stay with me. Even if I never understand, let me help you. She pulls back with a gentle smile on her face, taking my cheek in her hand. It's been far too long since I saw that warm, springtime smile.
ありがとう。約束するわ。
Thank you, my dear. I'll promise you that. No sooner do I appreciate the simple feeling of an affectionate touch do I notice a strange feeling of coming me. A shimmering begins to flit at the edge of my vision, the beginning of a process I'd forgotten would come.
いや、シノさんが連れ戻そうとしているの。
No! Shina's pulling me back! I look at Yasui with a panicked face, but all she wears is a calm smile. A calm, heartbreaking smile. She knew this too would end.
いやよ、安江。もう二度とあなたを失いたくないの。
Yasui! I can't lose you again! I don't want this!
シノさん、待って。私、こんなこと望んでない。やめて。
Shina, wait! Please! I don't want this! Stop!
大丈夫よ、ほのか。こうするしかなかったの。
It's okay, Honoka. It has to be this way.
ずっと待ってるわ。どんなに時が流れてもあなたを待ってる。
I'll wait for you. No matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you. I reach out to her in desperation. My own hand disappears before I can do so much as touch her.
安江。
she managed to hold her composure. Yasuo's age giving her a measure of self-control that I lack. Yet even she can't stop herself at the last moment. Ah, the tears. The tears. There they are. As all begins to fade. As all begins to fall away, and the lonely woman is surrounded by an endless darkness once more. A tear rolls down her cheek. With that, Yasuo's melancholic final words drift on the air.
さようなら、愛しい人。
Farewell, my love. Then it all ends. Act 4, Scene 4. Recompense. Recompensance. Recompensance. I can't English words good. A terrible chill hangs in the air, season proving bitter as it so often is here. On this cold day, a great throng of students slowly shuffling through the piled snow of the university grounds, the day's lectures falling over. Some gossip freely with friends, while others fawn over their partners. Most, however, stroll silently. Amidst the sea of people walks and one unremarkable student among many. A week has passed since everything came to a head. In the days since then, life has settled back to normality. The student called Honoka Asakawa. Lady Onohara no longer appeared at the cemetery. The grave she once mourned at now sitting unvisited and covered by snow. I haven't seen Tatiana or Kaoru since then. They've little reason to, with my notes on blood magic long since deleted from my laptop. The strange librarian abruptly resigned by letter, causing some consternation among the staff and students. She was soon replaced by a kind elderly gentleman, a person perhaps more fitting for the role. Then there's me. All I knew after I returned to the real world is that I woke without Yasuo's voice in my head, a whisper at the back of my mind to know but little more. She said she'd wait, but where I could even begin, I don't know. I remember waking up on the lap of a worried Shino, before promptly breaking down in her arms as I incoherently recounted what happened. I couldn't save her. All this was for nothing. She's still stuck there, in the same false world she'd been confined to for centuries. The look of pity on Chino's face is still burned in my mind. Despite all my efforts, I couldn't save her. The memories of her still sting deeply. Where I should cry, or at least feel sadness, I instead feel nothing. A terrible absence of any catharsis or emotion at all. I've cried and grieved as much as I can. I can only feeling a hollow where my feelings should be. I guess this will be how things are supposed to be from now on. Normality. As if I'd never seen that book. Or met that woman at all. Hey! Mrs. Akawa! I look up, seeing a familiar woman leaning on the hood of a beat-up car. She pays little mind to the other students' puzzled expressions of her shouting. What is she, of all people, doing here? You alright? Sitting with hands clasped in my lap, I let the cheerful woman drive me in the battered old sedan. I can only imagine how many of pairs cost scars or what happened on them very visible. Also very visible. I try to glance beside me at my drivers as subtly as I can. She's a bit intimidating, giving her Pearson a rough appearance, but she doesn't give any sign that she means me harm. It's hard to believe she was pointing a gun at me just days ago. Wild.
そういや、ちゃんと自己紹介してなかったよね。私は伊藤薫。名字で呼ばなくていいから。
Oh yeah! I should have introduced myself properly, huh? My name's Karuito. Doesn't bother with family name.
シノさんと居酒屋に行った時、名乗ってくれましたよね。
Didn't you tell me who you were at the bar with Shino?
あれは脳幹。仕事以外の時にちゃんと言っときたかったんだ。
It doesn't really feel like it counted. I want to say it properly now that we've done with the job. You know. Time. I give a nod before noticing the turn to go home, passing slightly by the window.
カオルさん、これ帰り道じゃありませんよね。
Karu? This isn't the way home.
ああ、心配しないで。もっといいところに連れてってあげるからさ。
Don't worry about that. I take you somewhere much cooler. A bar! You're legal, right?
わかりました。
Oh. Sure.
あのさ、慌てないわけ？今あんたを誘拐しようとしてんだけど。
You're not gonna freak out? I'm functionally kidnapping you, you know.
いえ、別に。
Okay. Okay.
それはそれでがっかりかも。
Well, that's depressing. He trails off, the discussion ending awkwardly. Silence suits me fine, but it's clearly bugging her as she glances about.
あ、信号が変わる。
Oh no. Lights are about to change. Her hand drops beside her as she quickly shifts gear, pressing the pedal to the floor, throwing her car around the corner. My heart races as I quickly grab the handle above the door. Saying to myself, we always do that. Why is there a handle there? What does it functionally do? It doesn't really steady you that much when you're in the car. Because sometimes I don't even see a handle on the fucking top side of the car. Is there really a reason for that thing? It's there. So your parents always grab me like, ah, slow down. It's the oh shit handle. Just picturing your parents always holding it down, holding it. Slow, you're driving too fast. You're driving to slow down, child. You're driving 3 miles above the speed limit. You're driving only 3 above the speed limit. It ain't that much faster. Please stop. Anyways. As I settle into driving once more, I sink back to my seat. Driving like that in winter feels dangerous, but she doesn't look the least bit phased. As an awkward silence settles into once more, I try to break the ice.
あなたたち、暗殺者か何かですか？
Lady Onohara hired you, right? Are you assassins or something?
暗殺者だって。
Assassins? My face goes scarlet as she bursts out into boisterous laughter. She finally composed herself on seeing my deep grimace.
そんなかっこいいもんじゃねえって。あたしらは私立探偵だよ。この手の仕事で細々とやってるだけ。
That's way too cool to describe us. We're just private investigation, and you see, we're just a private investigation. We're just a, for fuck's sake, Karu. We're just a private investigation agency, doing jobs like this for chump change.
今回のは特別面倒だったけどな。終わってやれやれだよ。
This one's a pain in the ass. When it's over.
みんな魔術師ですか？
Are you all mages?
他の二人はな。私は銃を持ったただの負け犬ってところ。魔術師とつるんでもいいことねえけど、まあそんなもんさ。
The other two are. I'm just some loser with a gun. It's not better than hanging around with mages, but wow. She's a great talker. Set up ahead, pulls her attention from the conversation. The indicator is soon ticking away as she pulls over the side of the busy downtown road.
ほら、着いたよ。
Here I am. Melanie! Confused, genuine question. Confused about where we are, I look up the building towering above us. It's one of the many skyscrapers around the city, housing all kinds of shops and restaurants. The last place I'd imagined. There obvious to be.
ドアを開けて差し上げましょうか、お嬢さん。
Do we get the door for you, miss? Oh, no, princess? 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 Still little the wiser where we're going. I suddenly followed the woman up the elevator to one of the top floors, then along the winding path between the shops and that. Our journey finally ends as she pulls open a nondescript door among many. Guys, I'm blinded by alcohol! A bar? As Kyra wanders in, I stop dead behind her and try to make sense of my surroundings. I barely even hear the door close behind me.
面白い。今回だけは時間通りか。
Fascinating. You're actually on time zone.
はいはい。別にあんたのためじゃないから。
Yeah, not for your sake, for the record. As I turn to the source of the voice, my heart skips. The woman behind the counter is her. Of all people? Huh? Doesn't scowl at me or smile in reassurance. Simply keeps that flat, stoic face. She waits for me to say something. Eventually, she gives up and makes the conversation herself.
タチアナ・フェドロワだ。何か飲み物はいかが？
My name is Tatiana Fedorov. Would you like something to drink?
あなたがこのバーを？
You run a bar?
ただの趣味だけどね。
It's just a hobby.
いいか？私はうまい飲み物を作れる。いずれお前をバーテンダー養成講座に送り込み、店で働かせてやろう。
I can make a good drink. I'll have you know. One day I'll send you on the course so you can make yourself useful. It's like the second time you said that before. Second time you said that now. Kyrus airily waves her hand off as she saunters over to a bar stool and claps into it. Somewhat comforted by neither having an ill intent, I idly walk over to the large window, making up one of the walls. Wow, it's a real photo! All Sapporo Street stretches out below me. Buildings of concrete and glass, dwarfed by the snowy mountains framing them. Cars move this way and that, as trains glide smoothly by each other. It's a Sapporo TV tower, reaching skyward in the middle of it all. For a chump change, she says. I'm surrounded by those who shot me, try to get at me, but I don't feel a thing. No residue of vengefulness, nor anger, or hate. I just stand and gaze out the window at the city, moving about below. Karu, like, no. All I'm doing is watching life go by while others truly live, just as I always have.
浅川城。
Miss Asakawa? I turn to see Tatiana, the woman leaning on the counter before her, the woman leaning on the counter before her as she talks.
あなたは見てはいけない世界を垣間見てしまった。生きて逃れられたのは運が良かった。ほとんどのものはそうはいかない。
You got yourself a glimpse of a world you weren't supposed to. You're glad you got out alive. Most don't. Lady Yorihara said that just the same. The affairs of mages are so cruelly indifferent. I may have made it out alive, but for what? It isn't that I feel sad or angry, just don't feel anything, really.
待って、何があったか、あなたたちは覚えているの？
Wait, you remember what happened? As I look from one moment to the other, the moon in the room visibly falters after some time. It's Tatiana who's found the answer.
混乱した1週間だったと言っておこう。シノはできるだけ私たちに説明してくれた。
Let's just say it's been a confusing week. He's explained everything as far as best she can.
最悪の二日酔いみたいな仕事だったよ。大金を失うわ、人間関係はおかしくなるわ。それなのに何も覚えてねえんだもん。
Yeah, I noticed. I was like, wait, in the car when Kaoru was talking about the messy job. I was like, okay, wait, what? I realized that I didn't question it. I don't verbally question. I don't question things out loud very often. I just question things in my mind like all the time. I have thoughts. Don't vocalize them very often. That's a fun little thing. This job feels like the worst hangover I've ever had. A bunch of money relationships. Or fuck, I can't read. This job feels like the worst hangover I've ever had. I'm out a bunch of money. Relationships are all weird afterwards, and I don't remember a damn thing about any of it. Many thoughts. Head too full. I give a smile in spite of myself at the two of them. For two people who were intent on killing me, they seem rather alright, all things considered. The door opening draws my attention, though the others barely register it. As a woman about my height saunters through, my heart jumps. Yo.
シノさん、久しぶり、ほのかちゃん。
Hey, it's been a while. It's difficult to marry the cheerfully smile woman in front of me, with the image of frantically begging her, tell me at the cemetery.
どう？一段落して落ち着いた？誰にとっても大変だったよね。
How are you now? How are you? Now that everything is settled down. That was a lot to deal with for anyone. I opened my mouth to answer, but the words failed to come. What is there to say? I feel I've changed after going through so much, but been put right back to the life I had a few months ago. Normality is now almost as surreal as the illusory world of Yasuo's conjuration. For all I once adored reading and looking smart to others, with fanciful words, now I end up just giving a simple, stupid shrug.
まあ、忙しくしてるのはほのかちゃんだけじゃないよ。
Well, I'm not the only one who's been busy again with work, you know.
でも、図書館の仕事を辞めたんでしょ？
But didn't you quit your library job? Shino answers with a cherub-faced grin, theatrically stepping aside from the door. Hi. Confused, my eyes shift to the flash of yellow I noticed from behind her. I'm left speechless as someone glides into the room, her face flowing with white hair, unmistakable. This is impossible. I can't believe it. I can't do anything but stare in stunned silence as the woman steps before me. I open my mouth to try and find something to say, but nothing comes out. Minutes pass before I finally manage to mumble so much as a word.
安江。
She looks confused about what to say. More than anything. Try as I might to make eye contact, she avoids it even if I tilt my head to try and look at her.
ずっと前から何かに使えるんじゃないかと思って予備の体を作っておいたんだ。保険って言えばいいのかな。自分で言うのもなんだけど、結構いい出来だと思うんだよね。
I've been crafting a spare body for a while now, just in case I'd come in useful. Insurance, I guess you could call it. I'd say this one came out pretty well myself. With that, she skips over to the bar to leave, Yasui and I to each other. With this real mix of relief and pain, this is the events of the last few months, flooding in my mind all at once.
ごめんなさい。何度謝っても償いきれないことをしてしまったわね。
Sorry, nothing I can say can make up for what I've done. Yasui finally looks at me, but I can barely make out her face as the tears start welling up. My emotions, once suppressed, now flood me all at once in an uncontrollable flood. Anger, frustration, sadness, relief, and happiness all mixed together. I clench my fists to try and steady myself for all the good it does me. You idiot. The dam breaks as I step forward and wrap my arms around her, overcome by the rush of feelings as I try to make some coherent point. I was so afraid. She pulls her arms around me as I weep into her chest. Booba, I don't care anymore. I can feel her now. She's real. She's here. And queer. I was the one who offered this body to me. What happened was a sin we both bear. To see her before me now, to finally feel some sort of hope after losing her all over again.
ほのか。愛してる。安江。償うって言うなら、二度と私を一人にしないで。
I love you, Yasue. You can wake up to me by never leaving again.
また大事な人を失うなんて耐えられない。
I can't take losing someone that I love again.
約束するわ、ほのか。ごめんなさい。
I promise, Monica. I'm so sorry. I feel her tears falling onto my back as she shudders, holding me tighter than ever. All we do is hold each other, savoring each other's warmth. Well, people will awkwardly watch in the distance. Eventually, reluctantly, we part from each other's embrace. My eyes linger on her face, unable to so much as look away from her.
ありがとう、しのさん。いくら感謝してもしきれない。
Thank you, Sheena. I can't ever repay you.
私もよ。
Likewise.
ねえ、よければ友達になってくれるかな。仕事は終わったけど、これからも会えると嬉しいし。
Well, you can repay me by being a friend. The trial might be over, but I'd like to still hang out.
もちろん。
Of course.
言うまでもないが、二人ともいつでも好きな時に来てくれて構わない。
It goes without saying, but you're welcome back here anytime you like. Both of you, that is. I feel the brush of Yasui's hand against mine, too afraid to take it in her own. Yay! In response, I quickly grab it and hold it tightly. We start over, from here in the real world. Here in the real world, we start over, complete Act 4. Yay! Yippee! Tithe In Blood. Yippee!
静かな夜に星が輝く夢の中で不意に泣いてあなたの声を探し求め消えてしまった過去の影
Oh my god, Sheena! It's her! Women! Women! Women in STEM. Women at work! Gay, 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 gay. Ah! Little guy. Gay, 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 gay.
光の彼方へ二人は飛び立つ何も恐れずに永遠の旅へ光が差す方へ
Aw, gravestones. I know! I know it is. Thank you for playing. Suicidal! Woo! Now, where's them in the park? Now, where's them sitting in the park together? Epilogue. Parfait and May. That was a very odd question to ask. Oddly specific question to ask. Oddly specific question to ask. Sitting on a table in Odori Park. I idly look towards the bright red Sephora TV tower nearby. Its girders reflect the springtime sun as a wire-frame structure arcs upwards into the blue sky above. I saw one thumbnail on Nue's channel. I saw one single thumbnail of them in the park, and that was... I saw a single thumbnail of Nue and of them in the park. Not this image. Their character sprites in a park. And that's all I know. Cute though. The warm weather made eating outside a given. The park in the city center humming with people drawn outside with a fine day. It all feels faintly bohemian. Eating parfait. Eating parfait in the spring sun. As usual, my partner is rather more heavily doused in toppings than mine. It looks more minty than matcha. But it might be just a sundae. It might be just a mix. Wouldn't put it past the game for it to be, I don't know. What if it was, I don't know. What if it was, I don't know. A mint gelato parfait. You beat me to it because I was trying to be very funny and coy. You beat me to it because I was trying to be funny and drag out the joke, but I see. I see. I see. I see. Maybe a mint gelato parfait. Who knows? Not me. I look back at Yasue. His attention is fully focused on her dessert. She's clearly still getting used to her new body. Her movements being slow and needing concentration. As for me, it still feels a little strange to see her in this world. Yes, you beat me to it, so it's the 10-second delay. Well, I was dragging the joke out. Because that's what I like dragging jokes out, you know? It's funny like that sometimes. Both of us have changed so much. It feels, in some ways, like we were learning how to love each other. It's so strange. My heart usually races around others. Overthink everything. And doubt myself for days afterwards. Around Yasue, I don't feel that anymore.
文化センターでの打ち合わせは気に入ってくれたようね。
The culture center sounds... The culture center sounds receptive in that meeting. We did, didn't they?
そうだね。うまくいったようで安心した。
Ah, yeah. I'm glad that went well. Her integration into modern society has been unexpectedly quick. I was worried she'd be cautious around so many new things. Even simple electrical lights were novel to her, but she's thrown herself at everything with a burning curiosity. Yet, in the name of progress, not all things have survived as they were. Just as people pass, so too has a snapshot of this country, which Yasui once knew. Trying to get a kabuki venue to revive her magical performances in the modern era hasn't been easy.
ごめん。この時代のこと、もっと早く正直に伝えるべきだった。
I'm sorry, I should have been more honest about how things were these days.
ええ、でも仕方ないわ。随分と長い時が流れたのだもの。
Yes, well, it has been an awful long time, hasn't it?
大丈夫よ、ほのか。どうにかなるわ。
Don't worry, Honoka. I'll be alright.
何かと忙しくしていた方が気が紛れるもの。
Oh, it's better to have things busy myself with.
何でも力になるからね。安江。
I'll help in any way I can, Yasui. Both of us are startled. Our words reaching each other without anything being spoken. This too is another surprising change. A relic of sharing with the one body for some time, it seems. The moment is ruined by a little by her rush to stop a drip from her melting parfait. She can't help but show her enjoyment of modern sweets. She pulls back with a wide smile, which proves infectious. I do try to take her out for fancy dinners, but she's perfectly fine with desserts, snacks, and fast food. Things she never had in her time. Well, I don't really mind, but things like this can be good as well. These months of leading as Yasui about and teaching her about the modern world have given me a welcome reprieve from the darkness of solitude. I don't know, tasty things and free people. Tasty things and free places. There they are. Hi. Yasui's gaze sweeps past my shoulders, making me turn about. The sight of two others enjoying the sunny day catches my surprise. The taller of the couple catches my eye soon, sauntering over with her companion. Indeed, they.
こんにちは、ほのか、安江。久しぶりだな。
Good afternoon, Honoka. Yasui. It's been a while.
よ、
Stop! Stop!
ごきげんよう、二人とも。変わりなさそうね。
Good afternoon. How have you been?
ああ、こっちはいつも通りだね。雑用を片付けてバーに顔を出してる。二人ともずいぶん機嫌良さそうじゃん。
Same old, really. Still hate picking up odd jobs, hanging around the bar. You two look a lot better these days. I just wilt at her words, both from remembering everything that happened and from still finding the woman a little intimidating. Yasui, thankfully, has no such concerns.
また歌舞伎をやるのに魔術をどう使おうかと思ってほのかに現代のことを教えてもらっているの。今日はスーパーマーケットに行ったのよ。いろんな調味料があって感動しちゃった。
I've been looking to use my magic for kabuki again, and Honoka's been busy teaching me everything about the modern world. Yesterday, I saw all the different spices in the supermarket. It's amazing, isn't it?
そうだな。世界中の食べ物にどんな果物や野菜も一年中置いてあって、私たちはそれを当たり前のように受け入れている。
It sure is. Food from all around the world, fruits and vegetables which are out of season yet stocked all year round. We take it for granted most of the time.
世界といえば今度二人でイタリアに行こうと思っているの。
Speaking of the world, we're planning to go to Italy in the future.
現代に戻ってきたばかりの者にとって刺激が強すぎないか？
Quite a change of scenery for someone just back from the turn of the century.
実は私のアイデアなの。論文を書くのに資料が必要で。
I have to admit, that was my idea. I'll need material for my university thesis. Since you burned my last one. I may say that, but I'd only speculated I'd like to see Italy one day before Yasue because I'd be suggested we go there as soon as possible. After explaining the complications, we worked out a middle ground and of going later this year. I'm glad for it though. For the first time I can remember, I find myself working towards something I genuinely want.
世界を見て回れるだなんて楽しみね。一般人がどこにでも行けるなんて信じられない。ほのかと一緒に初めての世界を見られるだなんて想像しただけでワクワクするわ。
I can't wait to see the world. Just the thought of known people being able to go anywhere they want is unbelievable. Getting to see it all for the first time with Honoka would be wonderful.
その様子だと飛行機を気に入るだろうな。
You're going to love flying. Tatiana's eyes are on Yasue, whose face betrays her earnest eagerness, but on my own, a slightly paled face. I'm sure she'll love seeing Europe, but the experience of getting there will be a lot for her. Certainly more than escalators or air conditioning.
そうだ、いい業者を知ってるから偽造パスポートが必要ならいつでも言ってよ。
By the way, I know a good fixer. Just let me know when you need a password arranged.
ありがたいけれど、私はもう申請しました。
I already applied for one though. Yasue's confused glances to Unifor remind me of the real problem.
あ、
Ah, yes. The time traveler. Without birth documents or any form of ID, getting that legitimately for her will be rather difficult. It seems that it won't be so easy to escape the underbelly of this world.
新しい体はどうだ？全身擬態とはどんな風なのか想像もつかないな。
How was the new body? Can't say I can imagine what it's like having an entirely prosthetic one.
感覚が鈍くなったような気がするの。何もかも一瞬遅れて伝わってくるというか、感じたり手足を動かしたりする前に全て翻訳が必要だと言えばいいかしら。他の人に指示をしているような感覚なの。
My sense of feel though. Everything feels it's going through a moment of translation before I can feel the sensation. Move a limb. A little as if I'm telling another person what to do. More than once she's fallen over, and she's crushed or dropped things from an unsteady hand. She moves far less elegantly than I remembered in general, though she's getting better at practice.
まあ、文句を言える立場じゃないわね。こうして2度目の機会を与えられただけでもありがたいことだもの。しのさんもちゃんと扱えるようになるまで数年かかると言っていたし。
Well, I can't complain. I'm aware of how lucky I am to be given a second chance like this. Did say it'd take years to train myself in using this right.
そういえば、しのさんはどちらに？擬態を作るのに随分苦労したでしょうから、改めてお礼を伝えたいの。
Where is she? By the way, I feel like I should thank her again in person given the trouble making this new body must have been. Tatiana and Karu look at each other, their faces concerningly troubled.
シノはもういない。
Shino left.
もう行ってしまったの。
She's gone? Tatiana gives a simple nod.
だが姿を消す前にバーに書き置きを残していった。
Before she left a simple final note on the bar.
タチアナ、カオル、ありがとう。ほのかちゃんと安江さんに会うことがあったら別れの挨拶をよろしく。私はずいぶん長生きしたし、これからも生きていくんだろうけど、みんなのことずっと忘れないよ。
Thank you, Tatiana and Karu. If you see them again, give my goodbyes to Honoka and Yasue as well. I've lived so very many days, and I'm sure to live many more. But I'll remember all of you dearly.
これまで生きてきた人、これから生きていく人の中で私たちは出会った。運命だったのかもしれないし、偶然だったのかも。何にせよ、奇跡のような出会いだったと思う。
Of all the people who lived and will live, we meet each other. Maybe each of our meetings was fated, or perhaps simply random chances. Either way, each and every one was a miracle of some kind.
その一つ一つの奇跡を大切に生きて、そのおかげで今の私たちがある。失った悲しみの中でも奇跡は私たちを通して生き続ける。
Treasure every one of these miracles. That's what makes us who we are today. Even the grief of loss, they'll live on through us.
みんな改めてありがとう。楽しかったよ。
Thank you, everyone. It's been a fun adventure. Wow. Chino.
じゃあ次なる冒険に出発。
Now, on to the next one. Wow.
あいつは私たちの人生に入ってきた時と同じようにあっさりと去っていた。実を言うと、いつかこんな日が来るだろうと覚悟はできていた。
She left our lives as easily as she ended them. Truth be told, I always knew something like that would eventually happen. Archie asked away in slight confusion, receiving the same look.
いなくなったのはいつ？
When did she leave?
1、2週間前かな。どうして？
That was a week or two ago. Why? Yasue holds up her phone, one of her first and now most beloved possessions in the modern world.
しのさんはね、連絡先を教えてくれたの。昨日ちょうど伝言を受け取ったばかりよ。
She sent me her contact details. I received a message from her just yesterday.
いつでも連絡して。タチアナとカオルにもそう言っといて。どこにいても絶対返事するから。
Talk to me anytime. That goes for Tatiana and Kaoru too. No matter where we might be, I'll get back to you. Tatiana snorts in amusement in an oddly ill-fitting way.
最後の最後に気が変わったというわけか。
She had second thoughts, huh?
邪魔したな、二人とも。ゆっくりしてくれ。連絡先はまた今度教えてもらおう。失礼する。
I'll leave the two of you to your food, and I'll leave the two of you to your food and get her details later. Got you. Tatiana turns on her heel and walks away with the hand in the air. Kaoru quickly blurts out her own reply before she gets too far.
またいつか飲みに行こうって言っといて。
So we're having beer again sometime. With that, she quickly skips back up to her partner. The two slowly disappear down the road, sharing an animated conversation all the while.
ほんと、おかしな二人だよね。
What a curious pair.
あら、私たちが言える言葉じゃないわ。
We have no right to say that, dear.
みんな、それぞれの道を歩き始めて、自分の人生に戻ってくみたい。
It feels like everyone's headed off in different directions, off to live their own lives once more.
もしかしたら、またしのさんに会えるかな。
Do you think we'll see Shino again?
多分ね。会えるかもしれないし、会えないかも。
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
でも、二人とも確かに出会えたんだもの。それだけで小さな奇跡だと思うわ。
Not matter at all. And that's a small miracle in itself.
私たちが出会えたこともね。
As was the miracle that we found each other. As he reaches towards me, Yasue wears a calm and contented face. I've seen it so many times in her world, but never understood what that happiness felt like. Yet, now,
やっぱり、ほのかは笑っている方がいいわ。
the smile suits you.
そうかも。
I think so too. It's a smile we have the chance to share together in this wonderfully bright world. A smile suits you in this wonderfully bright world. Complete the epilogue. Wow. organized like this? Why is it organized so weirdly? Sorry. Why is this down here? Oh. And why is this down here? It should be up here. I'm grabbing something. I'm questioning why I organized it so bizarrely. There's a disclaimer.
タイズインブラッド
Ah!
ちぎり
Aww. That's so cute. What the fuck? Oh my god. It's no longer a dreary black on white or black on red. White on black. It's now pretty and bright. Oh, that's adorable. Ah! New title screen. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. So pretty. Oh, yes. Wow. Women. Ah. She. No. Wow. She's so cool. She's so cool. Oh my god. Aww, this is cute. They're so gay. Kaoru. Look at her. Oh, that's the whole scene. Cool. Cut-ins. Teddy bear. Choco. A beer. One beer, please. One single beer. Scythe. Arm. Prosthetic arm. Doll. Scythe again. Why are there two sides? Why are there two sides? Why are the two sides in the gallery? Is there a difference to them? Oh, very slightly different, I think. One's orange. One's slightly orange. One is just red. I see. Sword. Pretty backgrounds. Whoa. Let's put the picture of Sapporo Tower just in the background gallery. I was trying to find the Sapporo Tower background gallery in the background gallery. It's like, hi, here's a real picture of Sapporo Tower, real quick. Enjoy. Guest art time. Bub. Do the guest art section of the gallery. After what? Where's the rest of that? After completing the game. I have 3 more achievements to get, allegedly. Oh. Wah, papaya. Yes, Shiriko's picture of Sprout Tower, probably. Bub. Wah! Horrifying. Oh. I have understanding. Wow. Pretty. Wow! Glassesless. Pretty. I'm gonna turn the music down a bit. Listen to... This is an interesting achievement to get.
Okie dokie.
Ah! I see! That's why there's an achievement for it.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
I see!
魔術師のこと何
あら、
Ты хочешь убить меня, чтоб тебе дети в суп срали?
こんにちは安江さん。
何が中心蔵よ。
私には
オキドキ。
Ты хочешь убить меня, чтоб тебе дети в суп срали?
Just cursing us out, rude.
Ты хочешь убить меня, чтоб тебе дети в суп срали?
And then there's one more, but also this is the full version of the ED theme Beyond. Oh, there's Beyond. Yeah, we're gonna have this play in the background as I do a little silly thing called we stare at this image. As I also get I got the final achievement, which is a pure melody. Pure melody, listen to the full EP, and then Beyond the Light is the final achievement for getting everything, and that is adorable and pretty. Anyways. How long is this? It does? It switches colors? Really? Oh, cool. It's Q&A. Q&A. Okay, yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, cool. As long as I can. My hand pulls the lever of the reload. My hand pulls the lever of the reloading press once again. The mechanics of the thing pressing powder tight inside the shell, just as satisfying to watch as the first time I used it. Even aside from thinking the woods or using them on the job, there's a certain physical sensation that works of maintaining guns and ammo, which just isn't there in the phone computers. The thin walls, the tiny apartment, pick up all sorts of sounds from nearby places, but beyond the sounds of the press working away, the waiting day has been unusually quiet. I might get a decent sleep once. No spoilers? Fine! You get the one paragraph then. You get the first paragraph and that's it. You get the first paragraph of as long as I can. Fine! No story for you then. No bonus story for you, Possum. Just for ending the stream then, jeez. Jeez! Your room is so fickle about this. Wow. Fine, I'll read this on my own then. I'll read this myself then. My own time, if you don't want to hear this fucking story. Voiced poorly by me. And my really bad Russian accent. Later on, I assume. But yes, that is a Tithe In Blood. I kind of thought this would be a little longer. Like maybe one more stream longer, but I guess I was wrong. I guess you were right, Marsupial. I guess you were right, Marsupial. I will finish the game. So that just leaves the question of what I'm going to stream next week for 7th Sunday, which I have a pretty good backlog to go through. I still have a bunch of games I haven't played yet. I can definitely, I think I probably still have some downloaded somewhere in here on my Steam library I have not looked at or glanced at really. And there's a whole bunch from the Toxic Yuri game jam. Also, I just remembered something I wanted to give a shout out to, but I forgot because I'm dumb. If I can remember how to get there. If I can already get there. I want to give one silly little shout out to, if I can find it real quick before I continue my ramblings. Here it is. I want to give a quick shout out to Theo Minute, for absolutely destroying me in the ass crack of dawn. by releasing their lovely, really short sub 1 hour read for 2 game jams, I believe, for both the summer VN, light VN summer 2025, and the O2A2 2025 game jams. They absolutely destroyed me when I read Forever Hell. This was a lovely, lovely sub 1 hour read. I highly recommend it. Fucking killed me in the ass crack of dawn on Wednesday. One Wednesday, yes. They released it an hour before I saw it. I got an email that Theo posted something on Itch. I was like, oh, a new game by Theo on Itch? What is this? Oh, it seems very fun and interesting. And I read it. Really good. Highly recommend it. Good sub 1 hour read, maybe like half an hour if you're really bad, an hour if you're horrible at reading. But it's really good. I would have played a little bit of it for y'all, but I can't do that because of the streaming rules in the game jams. But that is okay. I can recommend it to you. I think. Highly recommend it. Go give it a try. It's free. It plays in your browser. Check out the other games in the jams. The jams are still going on, by the way. There's 5 hours. There's 5 hours left on the only one of any asset Vision Novel jam, which was this is part of, and there's 10 more days left in the Light.vn Summer Game Jam, 2025, which is pretty cool. Love game jams. They're so cool. They're absolutely lovely. And, yeah. There's bound to be a bunch of awesome ones out there. I know, Crystal Games also released, a game for the only one of any asset, jam, which was, Phase Whim. I didn't check a Phase Whim out just yet, because it, looks like a male love interest-centered game, which... not my main cup of tea. I might give it a shot, though. Just on my off time. It looks interesting. But yes, big shout out, casual shout out to Theo for killing me on a lovely Wednesday morning. But mainly huge shout out to the whole team that worked on a Tithe In Blood. Suriko for this concept, Karen, Moiki, Suriko again, Adi for coding, Adi again for production, Moiki again, lovely. Big shout out to Theo for killing me on a Wednesday morning. Thank you. That is in fact a quote. That is in fact a factual quote. I did say that. Thank you, Possum. Look, you'll read it and you'll understand. Go give it a shot. It's really good. Read it. I recommend it. Give it a read, Possum. It's good. It's good. Good. Thank you. Also big thanks to Josh for the editing. Shout out to Papaya and Aramia and Mato Cactus. More shoutouts. More shoutouts. So many people. Look at the whole team. Hell yeah. Muto, guest art, Pog. Amazing. Voice actors. The voice actresses. Amazing. Look at them. Amazing. Amazing. So what was I doing again? I want to check something for my own curiosity. I need to find where the thing I'm checking is though. I've forgotten. I remember now. It is here. Do you tell me? Probably not. No, it does. Okay, never mind. That's fine. That's fine. Amazing. Beyond! Ending Beyond. Translation, amazing. Lovely. Testing and Q&A. Battlefly. Thanks to Theo. Caps. Battlefly. Zion. Sarah Mancuso. Testing, Lobson. Lunaterra. Climatic. Lovely people. Sarah, indeed. Sarah mentioned. But yeah, that is it for me, for Tithe In Blood. Let me go over to the Chinese screen with the hilariously fitting knife transition animation. But that is it for me for Tithe In Blood. Really lovely game. I have a story to read to myself later. Because apparently someone doesn't want me to share it with y'all. That's fine. That's fair. It's fine. But yeah, I extremely enjoyed it. I need to write a review. I need to write a review on it later before I forget. I'm gonna forget though later. That's for sure. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. We're ending now. We're ending now. Okay. The moment's gone. It's over. Ah. I rate myself. Fine. But did you know? Did you know? Where is it? Did you know? Coffee? Tea or coffee? Characters drinking coffee keep on coming up in my writing from some strange reason. Great question. Question. Coffee or tea? Circo's answer. People just drink coffee. People will just keep drinking coffee in my writing, and that's the end of the question. That's the answer to the question of tea or coffee. Characters drinking coffee keeps coming up in my writing for some reason. That's Circo's answer. Great answer. Good answer. Good answer. Wow. They're pretty. But yeah, I have the art book in my hands. I bought this at Offkite. It's signed by Addie and Suicidal. Lovely time, lovely time. Does this actually have the... It doesn't have the yellow eyes, it just has the snake though. Suicidal, Shino, Yuri, Yanahare, illustrations. Adorable illustrations. Addie art. Addie art. Lovely Addie art. Ooh, monkey. Lovely Addie art. Ooh. Oh! The final scene of Yonohara is done by, I think if I'm reading this correctly, it looks like it says by both Moiki and Addie. Unless they're... I think so. It kind of looks like that. By the credits. The credits are placed for the drawings. Pretty. Oh, also the final Shino one is both Moiki and Addie as well. And so are the illustrations during the credits. And the Beyond are both by Moiki and Addie at the same time. Lovely, lovely. So nice, so nice. Wait, Sapporo Tower. Wait, Sapporo Tower's a cut-in? Sapporo Tower's a cut-in? Lol. No credits for the Sapporo Tower. No credits for the cut-ins. Lol. Anyways. That is it for me. We should... Let's see. Who is there to raid besides me? The obvious, target we always go to on Sunday. Anyone else live is the question I'm asking myself today? Right now, right here. I'm gonna go check around, look around. Just lucky we already be alive right now. That's me, okay. I was like, five people watching Tithe In Blood. Is that me? Or is that someone else? It's just me. No one else is playing Tithe In Blood today, apparently. Big sad, big sad. Okay. I think we're just gonna go to the usual suspect, my usual raid target of Yuri. You lovely, lovely Leary. We love Leary. Don't type slash Leary, my god. We're going to have to Leary, who's playing, once again, more Blueprint. She's a lovely pure cat girl, who, if you want to watch someone else play this game and go through the whole story, she will be playing on Wednesday. So, Wednesday, 9 a.m. EST? Maybe. But yeah, she'll be playing at Tithe In Blood herself on Wednesday at 9 a.m. EST on Wednesday. So, give her a go if you want to watch someone else go through the emotions. But that is it for me today. Next stream will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST for some more Mrs. Izakaya. I'm excited to do more Izakaya work. Things are looking pretty good, and I am... Kiwi is going to be the bane of my existence later, but that is it for me today. Have a lovely rest of your day, whatever. I'm going to go have dinner, do some chores, may work some art. We'll see. But until I see you guys next time,